let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
It's the 6 o'clock a check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Cool Bed Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody tune in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock a lager with some sirloin bites.
Happy Friday, everybody. What's going on? Dusty and Lieutenant Eric in the house. YouTube Trev in the house. For real.
The rap game going.
For real. Oh, what's going on? It's going to be a fun Friday. Fun Friday here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Game day, watch party tonight, Centric Casino, Sports Bar and Lounge, Elks, Bombers, a bunch of the EST crew is going to be in the house. You were there last night. How was it last night?
It was great getting things underway. Jay from the doghouse to the penthouse walking out of there with a Texans shirt.
Nice.
Which, so taking that home with the square board, lots of smoked brisket cheesesteaks, Godfather dropping by as well.
The Godfather popped by as well.
Yeah, a lot of other nasties as well, whom I don't know that, I wouldn't say dyed-in-the-wool nasties, but kind of well-wishers, listeners, viewers, that type of thing. I
love it.
One guy wanting to convert another guy to be a nasty.
Perfect.
Which is always nice to see. So we were working on him.
What were you guys doing to try to convince him, man?
He just brought him out. It was the two of them sitting at a table all night long.
Yeah.
Necks tilting to the square board.
Yeah, of course.
Went over at one point in time, wrote their initials on there. Didn't say a word to me the entire night until after the game. Then walked up. Hello, I'm Shanzi's cousin, brother, something like that. Related to Jordy Max. No, I don't think it was Beef Nips.
How many people are related to Jordy Mac? Yeah,
it's a big circle. And then he was working on this guy all night long. Just drinking beers, eating smoked brisket cheesesteaks, grinding him into the nasty.
I know there's a lot of nasties who are planning on popping out to the watch party tonight.
Hell yeah.
The Elks and Bombers. And a great message over in the nasty chat from Nash Osborne right now. It says, guys, Elks season over tonight? Or has it only just begun?
It's one of the two.
Right?
This is tonight.
It's big. If they don't win tonight and then the Riders win this week, what are the Riders up on them? 5 points at that point?
It would be
with like 3 to play. That's near impossible.
Tremendous comeback if that would be
near impossible at that point. Trev, can you turn me up just ever so slightly? There we go. I want to make sure I'm deaf by the age of 47. So
and the Ticats lurking as well.
Ticats are lurking in a possible east-west crossover, which very rarely happens.
You said 5, it'd be 5.
It would be 5 if the Riders win.
If the Riders win and the Elks don't win, it'd be a 5.
Now, if the Elks win somehow in Winnipeg, not an easy place to do it. I think they've lost like 4 since the pandemic.
Sold out, Princess Auto Stadium.
Another sold out. It's been said sellout city in Winnipeg. If the Elks somehow win it and the Riders lose to Ottawa, then they're just 1 point back.
1 point.
So huge swing this week in the Canadian Football League. Very excited for it. Very excited. I got to get to this text. Guys, can the AM Nasty of the Year and Nasty Club member number 1 get a birthday conch for tomorrow? I'll play it back on Saturday morning. Tube Socks. Birthday tomorrow for Tube Socks. Tube Socks, I hope you design yourself a great birthday logo. Wouldn't that be great?
Exactly. For yourself. Treat yourself.
Burglar. Good text. Me to Dusty when he's on the show on a Friday. Who the hell are you all of a sudden?
What was this, 2 in a row now?
Was I on last Friday? No, I wasn't on last Friday.
Oh, yeah, I had the Herm show.
It was the Herm show.
Yeah.
I denied him.
You were on the week before.
I was on the week before. I wasn't on this Friday. I am on next Friday because my only game next week is here in Edmonton.
Okay.
So it's, and then I think the weekend after that, I think I'm on the Friday because I have a Saturday game in Calgary.
Yeah, I think October.
Yeah, it slows down a bit.
Late October would be the...
Slows down a bit. Yeah, late October. I have a double. I'm doing 2 like later in October and then playoffs. I'll probably go on the Fridays. But yeah, it's nice being around on a Friday.
Yeah, Marshall Ferguson can work out his Nexus card, eh?
I guess. I hope he has one. If you travel every single weekend, you don't have a Nexus card. What are we even doing here? If you're watching over on YouTube today, let's hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be great. I was listening to the Reed Wilkins show on the way in this morning. The Reed Wilkins show replays before our show on TuneIn and iHeart and EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And Reed was doing sports news in limerick form. And
following up his appearance yesterday on the show, which again was...
he's funny, man.
Yeah. Not a bit.
No, it was great.
It's real, baby.
So if you've not yet checked out the Reed Wilkins show with Jay Milne every single day from 3 to 6, right here and only here on Edmonton Sports Talk. In the business, they call it our drive home show because you can listen while you're driving home. It's pretty creative handle for some of these shows.
He'll be getting things going though today, right? I mean, that's the live on.
At any time from 3 down to the end of the football game tonight. There will be an Edmonton Sports Talk presence at Century Casino Fort Road. The Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 5 with Reed and Glue Guy. And then Matthew Awanek and Glue Guy with the Green and Gold kickoff show from 5 until 6. Then we gather, watch the game, and then Maddie and Milne go on after postgame show, full-blown rant city. I'll tell you, Jarius Jackson better hope that MBT gets it done, because if not, Awanek's coming for his throat tonight.
Well, he's out all week.
Oh, yeah.
Stewing in his 25th floor fellatio suite.
Hasn't left all week. He's just been sitting there on the couch like this. People are in the spare bedroom going, let me out. And Maddie's just saying, not right now.
Steve Buscemi in the lipstick.
Yeah, his 2 current prisoners get released if Trey Ford comes in the second half and beats the Bombers. If not, you're there for another 6 months.
Yeah, he's going to be spitting fire today.
Well, Hangout should be a good one today.
Oh, yeah.
Hangout should be a good one today. What we will not have to realize is Tommy Gazzola's short shorts on... So we didn't get
yesterday. He's got pants on, but he's sitting on the side.
What is this with Gazzola? Like,
he knows what he's doing.
So yeah, yesterday the shorts are gone. He's wearing pants. He's sitting in another chair. He has his legs crossed. I was like, wait a second here. How do you go from having the smallest shorts in the world and being spread eagle for 2 straight hangouts to in the only chair that you could really pull that off in?
He's a tease.
To switching up and going over to the other one. It's what a weird little man. Anyway, yesterday, and I guess, I mean, for the longest time over at 1260, it was like we do text of the year for our show. But I guess station wide now get in the mix for text of the year.
Yep.
And I don't know if you heard the one that we got yesterday.
Oh, they were talking about it at the casino last night.
It was carrying a casino buzz?
Word of the mouth.
Never heard such a thing. I emailed it to Maddie yesterday to say, hey, we got to put this in the mix for text of the year next year. This was a text that came into 2 guys and a goalie yesterday in the Paris Jewelers inbox with us. 780-218-9999. 22 locations across 4 provinces. 1 great website. Buy now, don't pay for a year.
Nasty chat's already gotten on to it.
There you go. I mean, this was incredible.
Text heard around the world.
And really, well, I mean, if it's at Century Casino, it's at least heard on the northeast side.
It's gotten to Fort Road already.
By Sunday evening, it's in Saskatoon.
Sure.
If Tommy's nut pops out of his shorts, we get 2 more weeks of summer. That's in from Big Dave. And then Gauger and I followed up yesterday with if Tommy's ball sees its shadow, we get 2 more weeks. That was Big Dave's second text ever into the station. His first one was 2 days ago. So we might be onto something here with Big Dave, because who rolls in and starts texting, and by the second day of texting, on just his second text, has a text of the year contender?
That's just the average is outstanding.
Oh, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. If Tommy's nut pops out of his shorts, we get 2 more weeks of summer. Oh my goodness, the inbox is a funny, funny place.
We're hoping for it to pop.
Funny place. We can use 2 more weeks of summer.
I mean, hey,
that would be good. That would be good. The entire city's like, oh, you know that image you'll see where all those people are in the bar and there's that huge screen and people mixing different things. That's it. Tommy's ball pops out in the hangout. It's 2 more weeks of summer. Pretty good. Jimbo's in it, says Dave is a man of few words, and they're good. Yes, they are. Very nice. The Nielson Show is brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet and the most comfortable hoodies of all time. I'm snuggling in one of these today. I can't wait to put this on because we haven't had this in the winter. I can't wait to put this on in the winter and just snuggle into my basement.
Some good Oktoberfest wear as well, maybe. Hey,
next Friday. This time next Friday, we are kicking off a full day of Edmonton Sports Talk at South Fort Chevrolet. We got the food, we got the drinks, we got the giveaways, we got the exclusive sales. We got a one-on-one interview, I would think, with Daniel while holding a Nerf gun. And this has to happen. We need to have Daniel with us on the air with the Nerf guns next week. Starts with us all the way through the day, all the way to the Reed Wilkins Show. You drive a little, you save a lot with South Fort Chev. Come on out, see Daniel and his family-friendly team. Tell them we sent you, and you'll get an additional $1,000 credit on your trade-in vehicle. And they won't be beaten by any price. Find the best deal you think you can, then take it out to the fort, and they'll beat it. Simple as that.
Big Maple text in Balzac Tommy. He's coming hard here now.
Big Maple on Friday.
This is a real good one.
Oh, God. Balzac Tommy.
2 words. That's all it takes.
Oh, man.
Rob said it's also made its way out to Spruce Grove, so not just
Has
east
it
but
already
west.
made its way to
we're going
Spruce? Who was that, Big Maple?
Big Maple.
Big Maple.
Outstanding.
My goodness. He won Text of the Year last year. Big Maple looking for the repeat. Very, very, very good. 780-218-9999. We'll get some more of your text messages as we work our way through the show today. One of your text messages, maybe that one from Big Maple. Well, that's a really funny text. I can't believe I didn't come up with that myself yesterday when we were kind of riffing on this a little bit. Yeah. One of your text messages will win text of the day for A&W. Ruffles Crunch Teen Burger. Now available. It's a teen burger with Ruffles, cheddar, and sour cream chips. It's delicious. I got an email from Tina, the deliverer of teen burgers. She emailed me yesterday and said, just so you know, it's extended for 2 more weeks.
Well, I think that deserves another drop-off probably. That's what
I was wondering. I was so impressed when I got that email from her. I drove to her office, knocked on the door, opened up, was like, hey, good work. And then left.
Good work.
She works on the south side. It was about an hour round trip, but it was totally worth it.
Actually, did you hear about that text about Tommy's ball?
I popped in and she goes, did Tommy's ball see its shadow? I actually had one of these Ruffle Crunch Teen Burgers yesterday.
Good.
I had a meeting at 1:30 with a company that's actually coming on board to sponsor our EST Flyway to LA, which is great. More details on that Tuesday. It's great. We're sending somebody and a guest, flights, rental car, hotel, NBA tickets, NHL tickets, which involves McDavid. And did I say NBA? NFL, NHL, NBA.
Into it.
In LA. Steph Curry. I mean, it's a great trip. Great trip. Qualifying begins on Tuesday. Anyway, hadn't done one of these. But from our office to the office I was going to, smack dab in the middle was an A&W. What am I going to do? Perfect. What am I going to do?
Perfect.
I'm going to drive by it while the Ruffle Crunch Teen Burger exists? No chance. So I went by, had one yesterday. It was real nice.
A little pre-meeting meal.
What's that?
Pre-meeting meal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great way to fuel up.
Oh, it was, and you know what? It worked.
Bring a buddy for the client there.
We got the deal done. You know what? I should have.
Slide over.
I'd never met him before, but I should have rolled in and said, hey, nice to meet you. Here's a Buddy Crunch burger.
Shake it with your hand, yeah.
Probably wouldn't even have to meet. He would just said, I'm in. That would have been great.
Get it over the line, you know?
Yeah, exactly. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up. If you're listening on TuneIn, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, please just send the link. What do you call it? Word of the mouth?
Word of the mouth.
Word of the mouth to your buddies.
Yeah.
And they too can listen.
Why would we need a billboard that doesn't light up when we have word of the mouth?
Exactly. Who wants a plain billboard nowadays? Unbelievable. Let's lay out the show for you today. And we got a big one. We got a big one on a Friday here. We're going to get into your morning announcements. That's coming up. That's good. On the way just after 6:30. Possible Trey Ford extension contract talks already. Already taking place underway. Also, Corey B got another EST tattoo. We're going to get to that with that's good. That's why he got the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Estes last Tuesday.
Unbelievable.
Cool story behind this one, too. We'll crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards. Geroy Simon, interim general manager, on a game day of the Elks. They get the Bombers. MBT starts. We'll get our first real look at Zach Mathis. He's been out there on special teams, mixed into the offense a little bit, but he's going to start. I've heard he's a freak in practice. Justin Rankin, who already has 2 100-yard games under his belt, technically gets his first start as well. We'll get to your Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. We got to take something from this Elks Bombers game so I can be on tilt all night at the casino. That hurts for James H. Brown injury lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. 7:30 this morning. Herm Edwards, confirmed with him yesterday via text. He is good to go. I said, thanks for not joining those slimy buggers last week.
We knew the play was up. The fix was in.
We will break down the Cowboys and Giants. We will set up the Ravens and Bills. The investment in Houston. Bengals versus Andy Dalton. Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray go head-to-head. And what's up with Caleb Williams' slow start? So we got lots to get to there. 8 o'clock today, for the first time since we launched EST, we will have the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, or as I labeled him last night on Twitter, former citizen of Cranbrook, British Columbia. Played there briefly, coached there for 5 years. Assistant coach for 3 years, head coach for 2 years. Has he ever been to the Bing? We'll find out just after 8 o'clock this morning. And then after we have Knoblauch on at 8, we'll get to kind of easy trivia. We'll get to 3 questions too many. And Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week is actually Cider of the Week today. We'll get to that at 8:45. Uncommon Cider. That's the company in. We'll have their founder, Brody Thomas, and their sales manager, Jessica. They're going to join us in studio. I'll just throw it out there right now. I have not drank many ciders in my life. I'm very interested to get a taste of this.
It'll be served with ice.
Is that what happens?
I think so.
Is that what people do with ciders?
I love cider.
Should have brought in a bag of ice.
Very refreshing.
Anyway, we'll get to that. And then, of course, the wrap for William Huff. So, Geroy Simon, Herm Edwards, Kris Knoblauch on the show today. If that sounds good to you, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're going to dive into your morning announcements here for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's Best Rock, Yukon and McCord every single morning, and the wonderful Jess Jackson on the way home every single afternoon. Well, we got to start with the biggest news of the day. YouTube Trev goes 4 under on disc golf yesterday and posts a hilarious Tommy Shorts video that a lot of people, when I quote tweeted it, were like, what's up with those shorts, man? Why is he so weird? Like, they haven't watched a hangout.
It was a spread more controversial than last night's football game, I think. Hey, I mean, we'll
get to that.
Yeah, I mean,
as I said, that hurts.
Yeah.
Trev, tell me about your round yesterday. Were you Rundle?
Yes, I can confirm. I was at Rundle, and it was a beautiful day for it. It really was. It was like, it's like that room temperature right now. It's not too hot, not too cold.
It's my wheelhouse, baby.
Yeah, likewise. It was so nice. The leaves are changing as well, so it just was very beautiful. And that was actually the first place. I remember my first weekend off when I first moved here in Edmonton. I looked, I'm like, where's a park? I kind of just want to go for a walk. And Rundle, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go there. And so it's like a little bit of nostalgia. It always like brings
you back to that weekend.
Yeah,
like
tear
where I
rolls
just
down your
like
cheek.
I knew nothing about Edmonton, and then now I know so much about Edmonton. But I'm like, this is the first park I ever really ventured. So, but it's so beautiful. Like the leaves, it just looks majestic. But I don't know. It just came to me, that video. I don't know. I was just like, this would be funny if I did this, I think.
And you threw a great disc.
I will say that was the furthest I've ever thrown on that hole. Like I didn't think I'd be able to cross the road.
Camera too.
And I think it's hole 9.
And you have to go across the road on that hole.
You don't.
Oh, you don't?
And I just did. I threw it way too hard. And
did you go over the green? Or over the whole thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By quite a bit.
So you could get a
20
hole in
yards.
one on that one.
You know what? I've actually landed a disc within like 4 feet on that hole. So I've got that hole's number for sure. But this one, I was a little left and it just went past the road, which I was actually because there's cars coming, and I was like usually you wait for the cars, and I do. But now I have to because I'm like I can hit
because
some cars.
Because of your power.
Yeah, and even like some people were like, "Okay, aside from the shorts, that was actually a pretty good toss."
Because of the shorts.
If you ignore the shorts,
I think I'm with Eric. I think it's because of the shorts.
Yeah, it
confidence
could be.
in
It could be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good throw, and Tommy was a good sport as always. He is. I was like, should I do this? Nope, I'm doing it. So,
did you tell him before you put it up?
No, I didn't ask.
Okay.
I was like, would he be mad? No, I think he's a good, he's a good sport. So,
well, don't wear short shorts.
Yeah, I mean, it's his fault. Okay. But yeah, I shot 4 under. It was a pretty good round.
What's par on a course like that? Like, what is it?
I couldn't tell you. I just know, I just take notes on my phone.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, okay, I got a birdie on this one. I got a birdie.
Okay, so
I
you
don't
haven't,
have, I know there's an app you can get.
I was going to say, there's no scorecard you can carry with you?
Yeah, my brother has the app, so it's a lot
okay.
nicer when we go. But yeah, I just go into notes on my phone, and I just know if I got a birdie or not.
A disc golf app.
Yep. Forget what it's
2024.
Has anything ever been more
called.
2024 than a disc golf app?
It's kind of
DGA. Have you downloaded DGA?
DGA.
Do you play DGA? Actually, I'm not signed up yet. DGA.
yeah. But,
All right. Well, that's big news.
Yep.
That's
you.
big news. The Edmonton Oilers are down to 41 players remaining in camp. 5 of them are injured. We'll get into that a little bit coming up with Kris Knoblauch when he joins us just after 8 o'clock this morning.
Maximus, hey? Yeah.
Maximus. Well, you know what? It's a little more seasoning in the American Hockey League.
Yeah.
Probably not the worst thing in the world for
Tales
that
of the
kid.
North coming to you soon, maybe, hopefully.
At some point, we'll get Maximus.
Come on.
At some point. Dallas Cowboys. So they win, but
Al Michaels must be.
if I said things that Al Michaels says on Thursday Night Football, I probably wouldn't be calling CFL games.
I retweeted last night. Somebody had a tweet. Al Michaels, I'm going to beat every referee to death with a hammer. Kirk Herbstreit. Devin Singletary went to Florida Atlantic University. That's the disparity between the two.
Herbstreit's trying to not.
He's just trying to keep this thing on.
Michaels just sewers the league the entire time. Like there has to be a call from the league being like, "Hey guys, can you tell Al Michaels to not complain about the officiating?"
He holds.
It was pretty bad though. I mean, the game was a dud.
Yeah,
it really was a dud.
Giants did keep it a little, I guess, worth.
Yeah, if you love field
worthwhile and
goals.
interesting, sure,
man,
score wise, but
CeeDee Lamb 7 catches. We actually cashed. We cashed our parlay from the lock shop yesterday in a no sweater. Actually, hopefully you were riding with us. We had Jake Ferguson over 3.5 catches. He finished with 7 for 49 yards. We had Malik Neighbors over 64.5 yards. He finished with 115 on 12 catches.
Knocked the F out too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On his own,
stumbling right down to the tent.
He just went down, hit his head on the turf, and was out.
Godfather, he's done.
And then Wan'Dale Robinson. How about this? We had him over 3.5 catches. He had 11. This is the distribution for Daniel Jones targets. If Wan'Dale Robinson is available in your fantasy league, pick him up right now. Malik Neighbors, 15 targets. Wan'Dale Robinson, 14 targets. Darius Slayton, 5. Tyrone Tracy Jr., 1. Singletary, 1. Theo Johnson, 1. Like, all Daniel Jones does is throw the ball to Neighbors or Robinson. They're both going to be PPR monsters the entire season.
26 rushing yards from your New York Football Giants.
Yeah, against the Dallas Cowboys team that people have been absolutely gashing so far this season.
It's poor.
Dak Prescott goes 22 of 27, 221 yards, 2 passing touchdowns.
Cowboys are back.
See, that's a win that I don't. But
It's
who do the Cowboys get next?
Totally fraudulent.
Who do the Cowboys get next? Let's see. Schedule. Dallas Cowboys up next. Steelers.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then
in
the
Pittsburgh.
Lions. Excellent. Then a bye week for the Dallas Cowboys. So that was going on yesterday.
Come back with the 49ers, though. That's
after the bye.
Yeah.
Big game there. And then they get the Falcons and the Eagles and the Texans. That's a tough little run there for the Dallas Cowboys. Giants just couldn't finish. Settle for field goal after field goal after field goal. More on a certain field goal from this game with That Hurts coming up at 7:30 today. Because you're dead to me, Aubrey. You're dead to me. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later on. This is big news. Saw this move on Twitter last night. Matthew Owanek.
well, somebody asked, I think it was Todd Gack, if he's repping Trey Ford, and you mentioned
God, I love Todd Gack.
Is that
one of my
the
favorite
is that
names.
the news?
No. The news is, did you see a Shanks? You see a Shanks tweet?
What?
So Owanek, you got to go see this.
Somebody texted in this morning about Shanks, which is
I retweeted it with that's why. This is why.
I see.
I retweeted it with the emoji of a winky face. I will confirm right now this morning that is not us renovating Shanks. Although it really breaks my heart that it's not.
I drove by there a couple of days ago, and some guys exited the back going for a smoke, and they looked like executive types, like not your blue collar, more of a white collar.
I didn't know executives smoked.
Well, they were going out there, and they looked like a pretty kind of shady.
Okay, so here's the game today. If it's not us moving into Shanks, who is it? What is it? What would you like to see Shanks become?
Medieval dinner theater. It's got to be.
That's got to be pretty high on the list.
It's got the size, You gut it all out and
you could dig
it down a bit.
You could pull off a poor man's medieval dinner theater in there.
I'll pay.
Small crowd, intimate setting.
Meat off the bone.
So if we are moving into Shanks, what do you want it to become? And maybe you know what? Maybe it's just a local popular businessman who is an AM Nasty himself. He's going to renovate it, build everything for us, then come to us and be like, boys, we're ready to rock.
Tailor-made, eh? Yeah.
That would be pretty good. Do you think they put another sports bar in there? No way. Oh, you know what it's probably going to be? It's going to be one of those stupid Halloween stores.
Oh, yeah.
Those Halloween stores are everywhere this year. Like usually like like one or two pop up in the West End. I swear to God, between here and the Henday, there's 6.
Bet you Norman Combine's working on it. Hey?
He probably is. Yeah, that's his 6th job. Still rolls into the casino.
His hobby.
Unbelievable. Northside Sandwich says, saying it's not you renovating Shanks is exactly what someone renovating Shanks would say.
That's a good...
Fair point, man. You caught me. It's
a good tell.
JCD780 says the new Eden Strip Club. I don't think they're throwing a strip club that big into the West End. I don't see it.
It's the new EST hangout.
That's it.
The whole place. Just for the hangout.
Awanek actually uses vacation to secure the rights to the building. 780-218-9999. Todd Gack says, Nap World for us dads.
Todd Gack.
God, well, can you imagine? That's where my Nielsen Nap Emporium pops up at Shanks. You go in there, and it's just parents sleeping.
King-size beds from Sit and Sleep, eh?
Well,
that'd be the place to fit them.
We got a supplier.
House made for a king.
We got a supplier. Dr. J says the Spirit of Church store. Hey, wouldn't that be something? Yeah.
Closed 11 months
every
of the
year at March.
Only March.
When the Halloween stores are like finally done, I pop in and go, can we use this for church material? Speaking of dressing up and stuff, my Halloween costume has arrived. I am prepped ahead of the game this year.
Wow.
I cannot wait. We'll have a Halloween show, and Halloween costumes will be on. I'm very excited for Halloween.
I'll find that woman's mask again.
Oh, that's so creepy. Your Trevor Lawrence mask. Trev, what are you going as for Halloween this year?
You
should go as Tommy with short shorts on.
I think we've seen the costume.
A nice golf shirt and the shortest shorts you ever see.
Okay, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I have a few things in mind, but I'm not. It's going to be a surprise when we roll in.
That's
here
good. I like
for that day, which is exciting because last year.
Is Halloween actually on a
Thursday?
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect. You can join me at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for NFL action.
That'll be good too.
it'll be awesome because last year we didn't do anything, and I had a costume, but I didn't want to come in. I'm the new guy, be the only guy wearing a costume, and I didn't want to get ripped apart. And I was kind of butthurt. I'm like, this could be like no one else dressed up like. Well, actually, you wore something.
I
wore the Trevor Lawrence mask.
He had the Trevor Lawrence mask. What did I dress up as last year?
Oh, well,
Teen
I'm
Wolf?
wrong.
Was I Teen Wolf again? I usually go as Teen
You
Wolf.
usually do go as
Vader? I know
Okay.
last year I went as Vader with the kids.
I don't think it was in house though. Yeah, you were something else.
You were something else in here, but it wasn't anything crazy.
Oh, was I Ricky Bobby?
It doesn't.
No, not what? No, what about the basketball player, Jackie Moon?
yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah.
That's who it
Jackie
was.
Moon.
Yeah,
Jackie
because we had
Moon.
a draft that day as well, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, did we have a draft that day too?
And you were in the
Wow.
hangout looking like Jackie Moon. But I can't wait for Halloween. It's going to be awesome. We all need to just dress up like crazy,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay. Calm down.
Well,
We'll dress up
geez,
for
I-
Halloween. Holy smokes! Lay off us.
Okay.
You're nuts. Big Maple says, guys, I hear Reed is reopening a Blockbuster in the old Shanks.
Yeah.
You know what? That would have been
curtain
funny.
and all.
If we could have tracked down the rights to Shanks, we could have had a small video section in there, but it's just the adult section.
The porno's upstairs.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
just that's
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
There's no other regular videos.
Oh,
to
big
rent.
X-rated. Yeah.
You just the small section upstairs, and Reed mans the beaded door. It come up to Reed. Would you like an adult film? He opens it up.
May I interest you in it?
Can I say it in a limerick? His sports limericks yesterday were killing me. Funny guy. It's killing me. I love it. All right, let's get to a sports update. On the other side, we'll get into, that's good. Corey B got another EST tattoo. The legend, like we said yesterday, he's already on the beauty list. Anyway, cool
The Corey
tattoo.
B beauty list.
Yeah,
I think
that's what he's going
He wants
for.
it to be named, I think.
And our long-term talks with Trey Ford already underway. And is that good? We'll get into that. Crack some packs as well. Kris Knoblauch, 8 o'clock. Herm Edwards,
We got some
7:45.
mail yesterday too.
Oh, yeah. Go get that box. We'll open up a box that was delivered to us yesterday.
And a fairly sized box. I mean, not
It's a
just
good-sized box. I believe it comes from one of the members of the Cavis Reed Fantasy Football League of Adult Things.
Oh. Well, it's not a trophy.
It could be mine from last year.
Oh.
Actually,
A year out?
no, I don't think so.
It's addressed to all of
Wouldn't
us.
that be
though,
so?
eh?
It is addressed
Yeah,
to all of
so-
us. We'll open up this box, and it's going to be very cool, unless, of course, it's a bomb. Then this video will certainly go viral. Let's get to an update right now with Lieutenant Eric. That's good on the other side.
Dak Prescott tossing a pair of touchdowns. Cowboys won their 7th straight over the Giants, 20-15. Dallas improving to 2-2, while the loss drops the Giants to 1-3. You can join the Edmonton Sports Talk crew tonight at Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge with the Elks visit the Bombers, kicking off Week 17 in the Canadian Football League. The Reed Wilkins Show will be broadcasting live on location starting at 3. Maddie and Milne have the Green and Gold kickoff show at 5, followed by kickoff at 6. Oilers play host to the Kraken tomorrow night. Head coach Kris Knoblauch will join the show this morning just after 8 o'clock. Oilers assigning Max Warner, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and Ethan De Jong to the Condors yesterday. Oil Kings back in action a Saturday afternoon at 2 for their home opener against the Calgary Hitmen. Last night in the AJ, 4 games. Whitecourt 3-1 over Lloyd. Olds 6-1 over Bonnyville. Drumheller all over Drayton Valley 7-1, and Grand Prairie shutting out Fort McMurray 3-0. 4 games around the league tonight. BCHL action. We'll see the Sherwood Park Crusaders host Salmon Arm, while the Spruce Grove Saints are at home to the Trail Smoke Eaters. Brooks are at home to Penticton, while Okotoks visits Cranbrook. Oakland Athletics in front of a sold-out crowd yesterday at the Coliseum, defeating the Rangers 3-2. Athletics' final series as the Oakland-based squad will begin tonight out in Seattle. Aaron Judge, meanwhile, launching his 58th homer of the campaign, securing the AL East as the Yankees defeated the Orioles 10-1. Dodgers beat the Padres 7-2 for their 11th NL West crown in the past 12 seasons. Jays, meanwhile, will finish their regular season with a 3-game series against the Marlins beginning tonight from Toronto. Over to golf, a clean sweep for the Americans yesterday, giving them a 5-0 lead over the international team at the President's Cup. Action will get back underway later this morning at 11:05. Back over to football, where the Golden Bears look to improve to 3-2. They're in Saskatoon tonight to take on the Huskies. Prairie Junior action tomorrow. We'll see the Battle of Edmonton as the Huskies host the Wildcats. 7 o'clock kickoff from the JP Bowl. Sports update for Nisku Glass. They're growing and now hiring. If you're a nasty that wants to work with other nasties and can cut glass and replace windshields, then they want to hear from you. Email your resume to info@niskuglass.ca or stop by their shop to apply today.
You better watch your step.
It's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. It's all gas, no brakes. We win the championship and plan a parade. Step out on the court and it's over quick. All aces to go like Djokovic. You're at the 3-point line, no time on the clock. You don't even need to watch, you know man. 82-0 plus 16 mo. That's a perfect season and a championship. Me and Zach run tracks like Andre DeGrasse and Usain Bolt. You can't handle it. We at the Estes looking for the belt. We the best like Gretzky, Messi, and Phelps. You want to test me? Better bring help. Calm under pressure. You get overwhelmed. It's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. It's all gas, no brakes. We win the championship and plan a parade. It's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. It's all gas, no brakes. We win the championship and plan a parade.
Let's kick it off, gotta cheer for your team. The city of champs, win the gold and the green. Ice in my veins and the turf on my feet. Keeping it up on the waves and the streams. Dusty, Trevin, LTE, Tommy G, Matty I, Jay and Jasmine. After that it's Wonder 3. We got the smoker cooking up with the Latino heat. 3 to 6 on a drive, you know we score when we go live. It's Reed Wilkins and J Mill to glue the seams. Man, really, it's a dream. It's just been a year, but it's clear no one else got us beat. Our own beer and our own booze, and now this. Man, really, it's hard to believe. Great hosts, better guess, all works, no breaks, no rest. Get the check, hit the mark, no mistakes. We the GOAT like LeBron James or MJ. Anyways, here's to you. You the nasties through and through. Couldn't do this without you, and it's true. Man, here's to year 2.
Here's to year 2. Here's to year 2. Couldn't do it without you. So here's to year 2. EST. It's all gas, no brakes. 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 We win the championship and plan a parade. It's all gas, no brakes. 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 We win the championship and plan a parade.
You better watch your step.
The clear choice for sports is no competition. If you're debating, you're hating it, you just don't listen.
All gas, no brakes.
No brakes.
Still banging. Still banging. Josh Clausen. Ice Cube.
Beat nuts.
God, that's good. So nice. Great reaction once again, over on the text line. Nielson Show brought to you by South Ford Chevrolet. Join us this time next week. We'll be live on location all day at South Ford Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Pat in the county says, man, this is a banger. DB's in there and says, so good. Front runner for Song of the Year at the 2025 Estes. Library Pat is in, and we were talking about Reed's Sport Limericks yesterday. Library Pat has sent in a Reed limerick.
I like it.
Which is great. There once was a guy at Ched whose bosses made him see red. He longed to be free to join EST and put a pelican on his head. It's
Very
pretty
nice.
good.
Yeah, add it to the book.
Library Pat, well done, sir. Uh-oh. Twitter Mary's in. Trev, hey, send somebody down. I got a box of goodies for you guys.
Here.
Want to be here before things wrapped up with Coach Knoblauch.
The hat and the cane. Can you bring that to her too? It's in Gager's room there.
Is that her cane?
I felt I didn't want to break it,
Mary,
yeah, on the top there.
Trev
to
will
the
be
left.
right down. Trev will be right down.
Yeah, there you go.
Burglars and says, you better watch your step. That's a great part of it. Klaus is just so cool, man. What are you going to do with this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, take that down. Mary's bringing up some goodies.
Is Dave here too?
Grandpa Dave and Mary
Get
were
Dave
at
up here. Come
the
on.
Boston Pizza on Wednesday. It was a good time. This text in says, guys, I'm glad this rap beef between Clausen and Zacticum ended with this song and not like Biggie and Tupac.
Well, I don't think we got it. We wouldn't have had this if it wasn't for the beef. In
Yeah,
a sense, like
it's
this
true.
kind of creates that. And
Nothing bad has ever come from a wrap beef before.
no, definitely not.
If Tommy G raps with Josh and Zach, would his rapper name be Extra Swollen Member? Just asking.
Wow.
Hungover Man and GP. Pretty good as well.
They're back touring as well.
Swollen Members are touring you?
They got the band back together. Maybe Zactium and Josh gets on that bill. Hey, wouldn't that be
With
something?
Mocha only?
The whole
And
bit.
Mad Child.
And Mad.
The whole crew.
Yeah. Mad, Prev, Mocha. Yeah.
God.
Prev one.
Prevail.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what?
I'd
Kloss and Ice Cube could open
get on that bill.
4 Swollen Members.
Let's see it.
And that's not a big show, right? Like that's
It'll be like a club show, you know?
exactly. Yeah, it's at Union Hall.
Sure.
And,
yes.
we
Actually,
would
the
be there
place.
for
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
What is this? Look at this. Show Trev.
It's
Show.
a box
What's in here?
with a bunch of little boxes.
Twitter Mary, you didn't have to? Sweets. They're all types of sweets?
Yes, I forget what she said.
And what an excellent.
Poppy seed, chocolate chip, peanut butter.
Well, we got so many things to open.
Too sweet.
Let's get into let's get into that's good today. Wow. This is terrific. Thank you, Mary. That's awesome.
Thank you, Dave.
And thank you, Dave. Thank you, both of you. Trevor, you diving in? Let's just see. Let's just take a quick look. What is this one? It's a chocolate chip. Good call. Oh, these are just chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, cookies, eh?
Oh, this is going down right now.
It's going down.
Look at this.
Look at that. Gives it a smell. I like how you smell your cookies.
Come on. Come on. Woo. Mary, did you make these? I guess you did, but. Oh, those are good cookies. Real nice. Real nice. All right. We're going to get into that's good as soon as Trevor's back, puts up the graphic. Then we'll get into the crack pack. Geroy Simon, 7:05 today. Herm Edwards, 7:45 today. Kris Knoblauch, 8 o'clock today. So a busy show. Having some fun here in the 6 o'clock hour. If you need a conch, hit us up, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. That's good is brought to you by the Italian Center Shop. If you plan on having a busy day today, this is why you need to pop by Italian Center Shop at some point in the week. You pick up these Massimo heat and serve meals. They're made in-house using all their favorite products right off the shelves. Off the shelves into the nice little packaging. And then your family heats it up in like 15 minutes. You got lasagna, you got ravioli, you got rigatoni, you got the spaghetti and meatballs available in individual and family sizes. Pick up in store or pre-order online. Before we open this package, let's start that's good with this. Corey B's new tattoo. If you're watching on YouTube, you get a look at it. Of course, Corey B famously got his leg tattooed with an Edmonton Sports Talk logo on the air last year. Yesterday, he sends us in while we're doing Two Guys and a Goalie. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, I'll do my best to describe it. It's kind of on the underside of his left arm, and it is a very large number 43, which is his Nasty Club membership number, and then above it in Morse code, the word nasty. So basically that tattoo says Nasty 43.
Can't lose that number now.
No.
I mean,
he's going to hate when Matawanek redoes the numbers in October. And it's like, hey, Corey, you've been moved to number 47.
Well, you could do a 48.
You could turn that into a 48.
We got room to move a bit.
I very much look forward to.
I do like whatever plan Maddie had. This kind of throws it. Like, now you got to give them all. It's got to be the same now.
It locks it in. We're pretty good now. Yeah. Anyway, Corey B, you're a legend, buddy. That's good. Another ES2. Like, does anybody else in the city have anything from any other media outlet, FM radio, AM radio, like tattooed on their body? It's incredible. The commitment from you guys is just. It's amazing. We absolutely love it.
There might be an ITV one out there somewhere. Eh?
There might be like a sports
whatever.
night. Sports night's probably the only other thing that's come remotely close. All right, so let's get into this. This is also, that's good. This is a parcel that was received yesterday. It says Dusty, Lieutenant Eric, and YouTube Trev from Dwayne from Tway, Saskatchewan. All right, let's find out what we get in this box here. All right. Ooh, it's very much individually wrapped items. Lieutenant Eric, I hope you take rock gifts to be included in your rock feature. Did he just send us a box of rocks? Did he send me a rock? Is this a bunch of rocks?
Better be from the North Saskatchewan River Valley.
Whoa. Look at this.
Hey,
look at that.
It's a rock.
Trev, can you tell what style of rock that is?
This rocks.
Oh, this is a rock too, boys. One of these is for each of you. Here's the other half of said rock. Jeez. Dwayne from Tway sent us rock busted in half. Oh. How rare is that? Oh, how rare is that? Oh, we've got Saskatchewan Rattlers.
Hey, cool. These.
Oh, he kind of sent one for every us. This, Trev, this is for you. It says, YouTube Trev, I hope you enjoyed this version of a phone book. It's a Waka Lions telephone directory.
Waka,
sorry. And of course, Dusty gets another box of 1991 All-Canadian, All-World CFL football cards.
keep it in the wrap. Keep it in the wrap.
Yeah, oh, this one I am.
I think so.
Because
hey?
I've got a half-open box of this at home. I'm keeping this one wrapped up.
That's beautiful.
This is great. Dwayne from Tway, what a nice
it.
treat. What a nice treat this morning, buddy. You didn't have to send this stuff over. So, Rick, that nice rock for you.
That's not bad, eh?
Yeah. How'd that old rock exhibit come together?
I've bagged 10 this week.
Come on, you're still collecting?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you were still bringing them
the
in.
project continues.
Good for you.
It's tough.
Good for you. Okay, here's the other thing. This is where I originally wanted to go with That's good. But then we got the Corey B tattoo. We got the package from Dwayne from Tway. Naylor and Farhan had an insider piece on Trey Ford and the Elks in general yesterday. Farhan with a couple of notes. One, they're getting close to a president. Once the president is in place, they'll have to get something done with Geroy and Jarius if they want to keep them. Structure. Farhan says it is trending in that direction. And then Farhan confirmed what I heard over the weekend as well. The Elks have already opened long-term contract negotiations with Trey Ford. So that's good.
Depends who you talk to.
Well, that's the thing. I'm curious here. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. This is all kind of, again, getting that structure going to the first point in the president and all that. That's good. You got to kind of, that's good. Get that going. But yeah, I mean, Trey Ford, sure. I think it lays a lot of doubt and worry to rest from a portion of the fan base. But it's not really anything yet. I don't know.
Well, no, but a couple of things don't necessarily add up. One, who's negotiating with Trey Ford if you don't have a president in place yet and you don't have the general manager or head coach signed for next year? Like, you're already negotiating with Trey Ford. You must assume Jarius is back and will be okay with this.
Seems just kind of like a PR thing.
To me, things are out of step here. I feel like we're already hearing they're having talks with Trey Ford. Don't you have to have a official GM in place for next season to make that happen? I don't know. That part doesn't add up. And if you're willing to open up long-term contracts with Trey Ford, probably in the range somewhere between $400,000 and $500,000 a year, should you not be open to starting him against the Bombers in a must-win game?
Well, but not. But again, with this regime needing to win today, that's the problem. So now you're kind of doing everything backwards. Now you're giving a quarterback that type of money to say, hey, you're going to start, albeit unproven yet. And so who's going to take the job of GM or coach? You come in, you say, hey, this is your guy, and it has to be this guy, regardless of what your game plan is, regardless of what your. So it's kind of doing things all a little backwards. But again, it just seems to me like a bit of red meat for PR and to appease a certain section of the fan base.
Like the timing of this, Trey Ford's not starting this week, but
sure,
people are negotiating with him on a possible long-term contract, even though the general manager and head coach right now have interim tags.
Exactly. It's a little sus.
It seems out of line. Like something seems out of sync in these reports. So.
And again, not too specific either. I mean, you can start negotiating. What's negotiation? You know, they haven't slid him a Ruffles Buddy Burger just yet, right? That then you know it's getting serious.
That's not you do that. You celebrate with the Ruffles Crunch Burger when the deal's done, right? That's like dropping the football at the 1 yard line as you're walking into the house. That just simply can't happen. Atif is in and says, guys, can I get a big conch and thank you to everyone that lifted me up on stage at the Estes and to Corey B's tattoo.
Yeah, where were you last night, Wheels? And a conch for Jay helping Wheels move all 15 of his couches as well.
So Jay and Jocelyn, who are always out, we haven't talked about this in the air, right?
And they mentioned you. They said we're at the Boston Pizza. And Jay goes, Dusty's a really busy guy. And I go, he sure is. And he goes, but you know what? He came over and he had a couple nice words with him. We had a good talk. And he was really
They're
loving
nice
it.
people.
They're just salt of the earth.
Anyway, they go and help Atif. Jay goes and helps Atif move.
Yeah.
This is a funny story.
Great guy.
So he said it took like 5 hours. And what'd you say? There was like...
Well, he's got bad hips too. Two guys, second floor, they had to move couches. And we're talking like recliners, like steel.
Do they know Atif or they only know him from AM Nasty events?
This is an AM Nasty thing.
This is such an amazing
the community
thing.
helping itself out here. But yeah, little did Jay know. And then I guess yesterday, like, Atif, are you hungry? like, because it was like an all-day job.
Yeah.
And Atif ordered like an 8-inch pizza for them. And
hey, I'm gonna get pizza for everybody helping me move. 8-inch pizza. Atif, don't ever change, dude. You're a lady. And then what? Do you have like 5-6 couches?
It's a friggin' Seinfeld episode. Here's what it is. Like I really wish that day was documented. But yeah, tons of couches. They had to wait at the Eco Center for like 4 hours.
No!
And then Jay had to pay to get rid of the couches. So Jay paid in the end to get rid.
Come on. This is legendary. And then he told me, he goes, he saw one of our green Edmonton Sports Talk hacks. And he was like, hey, Atif, can I have that for helping you move? Yeah. And Atif was like, no, it's mine. Oh, too good. Anyway, that's one nasty helping out another.
Could be episode of the year.
A conch for all of you for just being great people, man. It's so much fun. Man, my radio DJ program that I usually play the Crack Pack anthem out of is not it's not loading.
Were you
today.
Still fiddling around in the lab last night? I don't know
what's going on with this program today. You got kind of easy trivia ticker and stuff, right, Trev? Like you got all that stuff? I don't know what's going on with this program today. Oh, well, we're still going to crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards. Popped in yesterday. Saw Wayne, Nikki, Corey, the crew. So I picked up a couple different products. I got you a pack of MVP.
Thank you.
Trev, I got you a pack of the MVP cards. And then this one was a little bit pricier, so I only got one of them. But OPG Platinum just came out. And tons of Bedard content in this OPG Platinum pack. So hopefully we pull something with Bedard. OPG Platinum's a very, very popular set. Now available at Wayne Sports Cards, just north of West Edmonton Mall, right next to Italian Center Shop, right next to the Boston Pizza, right next to my Mr. Barber. All right, here we go. Mark Scheifele, Brady Tkachuk, Markstrom, Ryan Shea, Cole McCord, Sheloffs. Photo driven Connor Hellebuck, Jared Spurgeon, Pink Matt, Nicholas. I do love these cards. OPG Platinum is one of my favorite products. No Bedard. I'm kind of sad, but what'd you guys get? OPG Platinum smells great.
Marco
too.
Rossi, Vince Dunn, Patrick Laine, Vasily Ponomarev, Quinn Hughes under the scope.
Oh, very nice.
And then 3 Penguins to finish it off. Michael Bunting, Tristan Jarry, and Eric Carlson.
They call them bunts. Trev, who'd you pull?
Thatcher Demko. Sam Reinhart. John Tavares with the C still. David Pasternak. Kyle Palmieri. Vander Kane. My favorite player, Jamie Benn. And Jesper Bratt.
Jamie Benn is your favorite player, isn't he?
Yep.
So that's what a nice fitting finish there.
That's awesome.
But yeah, if you want to get your hands on, this stuff moves quick. And
thank you, by the way. This is new product.
And if you're looking for it at a really good deal, I know they were telling me yesterday when they went a little bit lower on OPG Platinum than some other places, just because it's a pretty pricey product this year. Not set by them, set by the distributors, but they're a little bit cheaper than you'll be able to find it in other places. So go check it out. OPG Platinum now available. I'm so sad because I haven't been able to crack packs lately. I got 6 boxes sitting on the crack pack desk downstairs.
Well, I
in
was
my
gonna,
basement.
I was gonna ask, when did the group get fired up again? And that's got to be at least one here.
Well,
over the next
I've
little
got the one sitting there. I was talking to Tammy last night. I said, listen, what if she took over all of the sorting,
while. Oh, I thought you meant cracking.
all of the shipping, like going into Wayne's and picking things up? And I said, I'll just pop in, hammer off the brake, and then you take over from there. So we might turn the crack pack into a husband-wife thing.
I can still.
Yeah, you don't mind. I don't mind rapping either.
I don't mind.
But she seemed. This is how good she is. She seemed relatively intrigued by it.
She's keen, hey?
So imagine being in a marriage where you sit down with your wife and go, listen, I'm going to open the cards. I'm going to need you to sort them, wrap them, ship them, and go and pick them up. And she's like, maybe. I was like, good enough, I'll take it.
I'll let her do a break.
I said, well, let's schedule a meeting next week.
No.
We can talk about this further.
Dining room table. Slide that teen burger over, eh?
That could work out pretty good. Big G's texting in this morning. It says, guys, thank you to the Lock Shop. Oh, he was on the Lock Shop Partner Parlay yesterday. Very nice. Oh, that was Patty's parlay. Turned $5 into 40. Oh, Andy was on the Partner Parlay, the house callers last week. Oh, he's killing it. This is it. If you're not rolling with the Lock Shop every single day from 11 to 12, you're leaving money on the table. It's as simple as that. We're delivering NFL winners. Derek Knight, Dustin Wolf for Calder Trophy 2025.
Whoa.
I got time for that storyline.
I think it's going to be Lane Hudson.
Yeah, he's been putting up some pretty
He
good
looks
highlight,
so good.
right? He does.
Yeah, I like it. It's incredible. I think it's going to be Matvey Michkov, Lane Hudson, or Dustin Wolf. Those are the
Okay,
three
do you think
finalists.
those are your 3 finalists for the Calder
but it's
Trophy?
going to be like Lane Hudson or yeah, it's going to be Hudson. Called it now.
Zulu's in it. You know what? Somebody should go bet that. I think Michkov, let me just bring this up quickly. I think Michkov is the betting favorite, but CoolBet right now has a ton of NHL futures up, like just a crazy amount of futures. I'm gonna lose my mind on this radio DJ program. Like, it's got a pop-up window that's just popped up in the middle of my screen.
Abort.
It's driving me nuts. I'll get that sorted out. Let me go over to this screen. Let's take a look at the Calder favorites. By the way, Jeff Skinner, I think the total for his points this year, 57.5. So that's something that you might want to consider as well. We're going to get to Geroy Simon coming up here in just a few moments. Let's see. Calder Trophy winner. Do we have a Calder Trophy? Here it is, Calder Trophy. Michkov's plus 325. Stankoven, who's still eligible, plus 450. That's a good one. Macklin Celebrini, 5-1. Cutter Gauthier, plus 550. Will Smith, 8-1. Dustin Wolf, 8-1. YouTube Trev's boy, 11-1.
Yep.
Decent value on that right now. If you want a little sprinkle, go see our partners over at CoolBet. If not, you sign up for an account. Use the code LOCKSHOP when you do, and you get a little deposit bonus, which is kind of nice. All right, coming up in the next 60 minutes, Geroy Simon, Herm Edwards, Kris Knoblauch. Don't go anywhere. Rick's got a sports update. Geroy's waiting. He's going to join us on a game day to set up the Elks and the Bombers in just a huge, huge game tonight.
As Dusty mentioned, Week 17 in the CFL kicking off when the Elks visit the Bombers this evening. You can join the Edmonton Sports Talk crew live at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Action gets underway at 3 with the Reed Wilkins Show. Maddie and Milne have the Green and Gold kickoff show at 5. Kickoff is at 6. Last night, Dak Prescott, 2 touchdowns. Cowboys won their 7th straight over the Giants, 20-15. Dallas sitting at 2-2. The loss dropping the G-Men to 1-3. Oilers play host to the Kraken tomorrow night in preseason action. Head coach Kris Knoblauch will join the show later this morning, just after 8. Oilers assigning Max Warner, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and Ethan DeYoung to the Condors yesterday. Oil Kings will play their home opener Saturday at 2 against the Calgary Hitmen. AJHL action last night. Grand Prairie shutting out Fort Mac 3-zip. Drumheller all over Drayton Valley 7-1. Olds 6, Bonnyville 1, and Whitecourt getting past Lloyd 3-1. 4 games around the league later tonight. BCHL action. We'll see the Sherwood Park Crusaders host Salmon Arm, while the Spruce Grove Saints welcome in the Trail Smoke Eaters. Brooks are at home to Penticton, while Okotoks visits Cranbrook. Oakland Athletics in front of a sold-out crowd yesterday at the Coliseum, defeating the Rangers 3-2. Athletics final series as the Oakland-based squad will begin tonight out in Seattle. Aaron Judge with his 58th homer of the season, securing the AL East crown as the Yankees defeat the Orioles 10-1. Dodgers beat the Padres 7-2 for their 11th NL West crown of the past 12 seasons. The Jays will cap the regular season with a 3-game series against the Marlins beginning tonight from Toronto. Over to golf, a clean sweep for the Americans yesterday, giving them a 5-0 lead over the international team at the President's Cup. Action gets underway later this morning from Montreal at 11:05. Golden Bears football team look to improve to 3-2 tonight. They're in Saskatoon to take on the Huskies. Prairie Junior Football Conference action. We'll see the Battle of Edmonton as the Huskies host the Wildcats tomorrow from the JP Bowl. Kickoff is at 7. Sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting service. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind? 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Tuffy and Eric and all of the bad cats like Brzezinski and Noodles. Gadget can gauge it. If it's a fun but a cool band to make a little wager.
7:03 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. Nielson Show brought to you by Southford Chevrolet. This time next week, we will be live at Southford Chevrolet from 6 in the morning until 6 at night. First time we've ever taken the full 12 hours on the road. Hopefully it goes well. Food, drinks, giveaways, exclusive sales and deals throughout the day, and Oktoberfest vibes being set up by the crew out at Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Go see Daniel and his team. Tell them we sent you. They'll give you an extra $1,000 on your trade-in. Just like that. Oh, there we go. We're moving along nicely. Herm Edwards is going to make his season debut coming up here around 7:45 today. Looking forward to catching up with the coach. That should be good. That hurts at 7:30 today. Huge game tonight, and you can join us. We're taking the EST crew on the road tonight. Reed and Jay will be at Century Casino, Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road, from 3 until 5 today. Then our Green and Gold kickoff show from 5 until 6. We got a watch party to watch the Elks and Bombers tonight, and then post-game coverage as well. It's just a massive, massive game for this team tonight. And to discuss, we go to Interim General Manager Geroy Simon, who joins us from Winnipeg, I believe, this morning. Geroy, good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Good morning. How are you?
We're doing just fine. I mean, you played in so many huge games. What's it like still being involved in an organization but not on the field, heading into a game like this one against Winnipeg?
Yeah, these are the tough ones for me because, you understand how big the game is and how much of an impact it can have on the rest of our season. But essentially, when the kickoff starts, you're essentially a fan. You can't really do nothing. You can't do much. I'm not a coach, so I don't call any plays. I don't make any adjustments. I just have to sit there and watch and hope that or have confidence that our coaches and players have prepared the proper way and come out with a big victory.
DH, though, last week, so close. I mean, if you could get down there and maybe make a difference. I know you're not too far removed, man. It's just one of those things. It's so tight right now, right?
Yeah, the thing is that we're a little bit thin staffed, so I do help out on in preparation, but it's very minimal. I help with some of the returners and essentially just helping them catch the ball, working on things to catch punts and kickoffs. But it's always tough to go to a game that's a big one and you're not playing.
How did the group respond, and how do you expect them to respond heading into this week after a game at home last week that was kind of there for the taking? And I mean, you sort of gave it away legitimately just with the turnovers. What was the message from the group last week after that?
Well, I think they responded the same way this week that they responded when we played Montreal. There was a great opportunity to come out with that game at the end, but we made a few mistakes that cost us. the guys have been great this week. Practice was there was tons of energy at practice. The preparation was on point. These guys are really taking to what Jerry's and the coaching staff is giving them. They're in tune. They're in tune. They're locked in. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to have a big win on the road in front of a big crowd tonight.
It's funny, too, because since you and Jarius kind of got elevated here with the departure of Chris Jones, turnovers in the run game have kind of been that bread and butter, especially on the defensive side and taking the ball away. Darius Bratton ruled out with a knee injury. He did have a pick last week. What can you talk to us about Marcus Lewis? I know he's seen some time back there this season, but a bit of a drop-off from Bratton, or are you pretty confident with the personnel you have as well coming in and replacing some of these guys, both in the running game and this week in the defensive secondary?
Yeah, when me and Jerry, took the reins over, that was one of our biggest things. We had to run the ball. We felt confident in our offensive line. We're built to run the ball. We're built to be physical and dominate the line of scrimmage. And that was a point of emphasis. In turning the ball over, that's you just can't turn the ball over and expect to win. And that's also been a point of emphasis, not turning it over and then getting turnovers and giving the ball back to the offense to control time of possession and give us more opportunities to score touchdowns. With Marcus Lewis coming in, what better guy to have as a guy who's coming off the injured list to step in for one of your younger guys. Marcus is a high caliber player. When he got injured against Hamilton, he was probably our best DB. So to have the opportunity to get him back we're pretty excited about that. He's excited to get back on the field because like I said, he was playing at a high level, and he's worked hard to get back healthy and give us an opportunity give him an opportunity to get back on the field. So we're pretty excited about that.
Justin Rankin already has a couple of 100-yard games under his belt. He was phenomenal last week against a pretty stout Bombers defense. What is it about his game that has allowed him to have success early in his CFL career here, Geroy?
Well, Rankin is first of all, he loves football more than probably anybody on our team. When we brought him in training camp, his position was changed, and we felt he didn't get a true opportunity to make our team. But in saying that, he gave 1,000% every day of practice. He was essentially moved to receiver, and he learned the offense. He gave it 100%, and he really worked hard. So when we gave him the opportunity to come back, he was fully on board. But the thing about Rankin, he's explosive, he's strong, he's tough, but he also has the stop start and acceleration. Just like all the great backs, his jump cut and his acceleration through the hole, and then he finishes runs the right way. If you always notice, he always falls forward. He always finishes a run with him leaning forward and the defender going backwards. So he's the type of guy that you want carrying the ball as much as possible, and we're going to give him that opportunity.
We had you on the show, and we're with interim general manager of the Elks, Geroy Simon, right now. We had you on the show when you decided to acquire Mathis, when you brought him in. We're going to get our first full-blown look at him tonight. He's been on his special teams, mixed it on offense a little bit. I've heard he's just an absolute freak in practice. What type of expectations do you have for this kid?
Zach is a guy that he's a unicorn. 6'7", 225 pounds, can run, can drop his weight, catches in his hands. He's fundamentally sound as far as a receiver. So we've slowly brought him along. And that's the main thing. When you bring some of these new guys in, it takes a while to get them prepared. They're always ready to play, but the preparation is the key, and letting them get an understanding of the offense and getting an understanding of the game. The CFL game is obviously different than the U.S. game, even though he's Canadian. But we brought him along slow, and now that he's going to have an opportunity, he's just a big target in the middle of the field. He's tough. playing at North Dakota, you know, those guys are blocking for running backs all the time. So we're looking forward to him getting an opportunity to, one, be a force in our running game, but then two, give the quarterbacks a huge target and a huge catch radius that you know, that's just another target and another weapon that we have in the middle of the field.
Geroy, we got to talk about the quarterback situation for sure, because you have two good ones. And last week, Trey Ford got the start. Did not go well. He didn't play great. MBT came in, and I mean, I don't know how much of this is just Winnipeg, and I'll get your general thoughts on Winnipeg in a second, but was the decision to go to MBT basically at this stage of his career on the road in Winnipeg gives you guys a better chance to keep your season alive?
Yeah, I mean, Jerry's made the decision to give McLeod the ball back. You know, when you know, coming off the two Calgary games, he was playing probably his best football in a long time. So Trey didn't play as well. He didn't see it. He didn't see things the way we thought he would. So, you know, right now we're in playoff mode. We have to win games. We can't give games away. And right now, you know, McLeod gives us the best opportunity to win. So that's what we got to go with. What
is it about Winnipeg? I mean, 4 years in a row now they've been to the Grey Cup. They started very slowly this year, like you guys. They turned it around. They've now won 6 in a row. They very rarely lose at home. I mean, does it just start with Osh? Is that kind of it? It trickles down from there, or is there more to it?
Well, you know, great organizations are great from the top down, and you know, their president, their GM, Osh. You know, obviously he's a Hall of Famer. You know, we went in the Hall of Fame at the same time. So when you have a guy that's you know, had success and he knows what success looks like, and he's not going to tolerate anything but success, you're going to have a great team. They're a veteran team that do not beat themselves. You know, they're very smart. They take advantage of their opportunities. And that's the things that, you know, we have to learn as a young team. We're considered babies when it comes to Winnipeg. They're very smart. They're very good. They play almost a safe style of defense where they try not to let the big plays happen. They almost let you make mistakes and take advantage of them. So those are the things that you know, that we have to take advantage of. The defense is very, very good, led by J.O. So, you know, those guys, you know, they're fast flow to the ball. They take the proper angles, and they're tough. When they get an opportunity to get you down, they do it. And then if they get the chance to take the ball away, they do that as well. So they're a very well coached team, and you know, they're tough. But we also feel we could beat them.
Well, that was what. And I don't know how it is. Like, I was calling the game last week. A bunch of fans who've been texted in. Like, when you're down 3-0 and turn the ball over 4 times going into the half,
it's Dennis Green.
I mean, you let them get away. You know, the Bombers are who we thought they were. Like, it was right there for you guys, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, the thing is that last turnover when Trey threw the pick.
Yeah.
I mean, the game was essentially the momentum of the game was turning our way, and we gave them back the opportunity. Because they ran the ball 2 times and scored, and then the game was essentially over for them. So, you know, we have to minimize those mistakes, and you know, the thing is we got to keep swinging, keep throwing haymakers, and eventually one's going to catch them. You know, we feel that we're right there, and we have this opportunity to overtake, you know, Winnipeg, and you know, we call this week they're the next on the hit list. So. You know, this is a great opportunity for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, we appreciate the time this morning, man, and good luck tonight. Everybody will be watching.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go. That's Geroy Simon of the Elks, the interim general manager for now. We'll see where it goes for the team moving forward. But what a game tonight, man. This is just – I can't wait to just sit down, chill with some nasties, chill with the guys, and watch this football game from Princess Auto Stadium.
Like, that great menu at the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
I don't know what I'm going to have yet. I'm very excited
torpedo shrimp and the bacon-wrapped jalapenos were on tap for me last night.
I definitely won't be having those. We can cross that one off my list of possible options.
I ate them for you. Ask for the little reserved placard as well. They had a little reserved sign.
I saw that. That
was very
cool.
official, yeah. No, but I think we talked about this too. You have a team that's been there, done that in terms of getting things done.
Well, he said
Which
we're
way
like
or the other.
babies compared to the Bombers.
Exactly, and then the Elks, who are the complete opposite. You almost find inventive ways to lose. But yeah, the frustrating is that you had him there. You had him late in the game. You had him.
Yeah.
The momentum was the worm was turning.
My
now
chair
you go into the
slipped.
pit.
I'm sitting lower now. I don't know what's happening with my chair. Do I look weird, or are we on the same level now? Mine slipped right down. I don't know how to fix it. This hasn't happened in a year. That's midway through the G-Word thing. I don't know if you saw it, but I slipped by 2 inches.
No, it was midway through.
And we still nail off that. Hey, put it down for gutsiest performance of the year.
Yeah.
Dusty's chair slips. Still interviews Geroy Simon on a game day. Oh, man. But yeah, sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to fix my chair. But we're basically talking about, this is where you want the Elks to be in 4 years, to be the Bombers.
Sure.
To be somebody going in, man.
That's the
Elks haven't lost at Commonwealth in 3 times in the last 3 years. It's a real tough place to win. They can win tonight. They can win tonight. If they look after the football, they can win tonight. This sounds ridiculous to say, because the Bombers have won 6 in a row.
But the Ticats had them there too, and they let them off the hook.
Yeah.
A few weeks back, right? I mean,
the Bombers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
It's doable. It's not out of the realm of possible.
The Bombers are a great football team. I don't want to take anything away from the Bombers here. But they're beatable. They're beatable. They are not the Bombers
they're
from
not steamrolling
3
teams.
years ago and 2 years ago was shown, and they're beatable.
They have the DNA this season, in a weird season it's been standing-wise, to find those victories, to find ways to win, to find ways to hold on, to change the momentum at a key time. I mean, Brady Oliveira is much to the detriment of your fantasy team, but again, just announcing himself last week, getting in the end zone twice as well. Caleros, just a couple of runs here or there. Nothing too flashy, nothing too wow stats-wise or anything, but knowing the moments, when to step on the gas, when to step on the brake type of thing. That's what they're doing this season.
Their defense allows the fewest points in the Canadian Football League, but their offense also scores the fewest points in the Canadian Football League. And when the Bombers were in their heyday over the last 4 years, they were the highest scoring team in the league, and they had the best defense in the league. That's not what they're not. It'd be tough to beat at home. Princess Auto Stadium tonight. I've done 30 games at Princess Auto. It's
the rum hut,
the shawarma king. It's sold out. The place is going to be insane tonight. They're going to have to play well, but they could beat the Bombers.
No Huss.
But no.
Maybe that's the X factor. Hey, him out of the province.
Think about that. Huss is in Montreal, the President's Cup, living his best life.
Yeah.
Rattled by the results yesterday. Totally thrown off. But he won't be there. And Huss is Mr. Winnipeg. So the Bombers have to beat the Elks without Mr. Winnipeg in the house. Derek Knight says VA to SK, Trey Ford to Calgary next season.
Kiggy, I think, is the CGY.
I don't see that. I don't think outside of Edmonton, Trey Ford will be offered a full-blown number 1 starter's job anywhere else in the league next season.
We went over the seats. We almost identified each and every one and made a case as to why not.
The option could be Hamilton.
But you mentioned the Powell thing
they
as well.
have their own younger version of a quarterback.
Very high on him.
That they've been bringing along and are very high on. I don't know what happens with Bo. It's going to be weird for him to retire if he leads the league in passing and touchdowns.
Great way to go out.
Somebody's going to be like,
and not in the playoffs.
Here's another $400,000. Stick around. So, I don't know. The number that Naylor and Farham were throwing around on TSN on the Insider Hit on the Elks and Trey Ford yesterday, Naylor said he would imagine a Trey Ford contract. And I would think they probably try to go 3 years. If they truly believe in Trey Ford and what they've shown us so far is, I'm not sure they do, but if they do, 3 years, $1.2 million, $400,000 a year, Cornelius money. Didn't Cornelius get about $400,000 to be the number 1 guy?
Rocking the market. Amos Moses chimes in. Morning, boys. Taking our family to the Elks game tonight, Winnipeg, and we're pumped. First CFL game for all of us.
Oh,
Isn't that a moment?
how do you live in Winnipeg? This is awesome. Don't get me wrong. But how do you live in Winnipeg and have never been to a Bombers game? They sell out like 33,000 a game.
Again, says they're going to the Elks game in Winnipeg.
I do like that.
I like,
yeah.
you know.
Amos Moses, enjoy, man.
Yeah.
It's he's
Soak
on a
it up.
780 number. Did they actually fly out to Winnipeg just for this game?
I don't know.
It's a great idea. I'm planning on bringing Marshall at some point. Being a huge Bombers fan, him come on a daddy son CFL road trip.
Him in the rum hut, shirt off.
I'm gonna get him in the booth. Yeah. I look down on the field, and Huss is on Marshall's shoulders.
Cut the commercial
in the rum hut. No, I'd have him up in the booth. Say, Suits, sit the second quarter out. It's daddy son time. Marsh could do it. Like Marsh, when we're watching football games, a play will happen and he'll say, you know, what the color guy is about to say.
Yeah. Doesn't get hung up on storylines.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Marshall.
Wheels is in. This is Dusty. Can you do play-by-play for the game at the Century tonight? I'll be your color guy. Probably not, Wheels. I just want to sit back and watch the game tonight. But thanks for the offer.
Yeah.
Thanks for the offer.
And no hockey podcasts either.
Yeah, don't they do that? They do that.
5-hour show.
It's too long. It's
tighten it up.
Content overload.
Yeah.
Content overload.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Yeah, like,
the Elks. This will be I cannot wait.
Well, this is what you want. It's late. It's late September. Season on the line.
No, but this is a fascinating moment for this franchise moving forward.
History, yeah.
And I know you're like, Dusty, you're reading way too much into this.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You need it all. And you mentioned, but the structure. The quarterback thing is one thing, but the structure, getting all that in place and moving forward.
Just to summarize the Elks' current conversation, they started Trey Ford last week in a game that they almost had to have. It didn't work out well, so they're going to start MBT this week in a game that they pretty much have to have. Farhan is reporting that they're close to getting a president in place. He's reporting that things are trending in the right direction to keep Jarius and Geroy around. He's also reporting, and I've heard outside of the report, that they are already in the early stages of talking about a contract extension for Trey Ford. If MBT wins tonight,
Iwanix's head's going to explode.
Well, that, which will be hilarious.
Casino Sports Bar Lounge.
I'm going to be at Centric Casino. But if MBT wins tonight, you have to run him back against the Riders. You have to.
But mind you, Trey Ford showed up against this. That's that, and then that provides you another.
I did say earlier in the week that I do think Trey Ford is better suited to beat the Riders than MBT, and I think MBT is better suited to beat the Bombers than Trey Ford.
It doesn't need to be a controversy. It can be again. Which team stacks up better against the quarterback?
I do think Trey Ford would be just fine against the Riders. But in fairness to MBT, if he goes out and keeps your season alive on the road at Princess Auto Stadium, the toughest place to win,
keeps the ball safe
in the Canadian Football League, you have to go back to him against the Riders. And then let's say you lose that game to the Riders and your season's over. And how many more games would they have then? Two, three
or
after that?
something?
Two or three. And then you go to Trey Ford to mop up garbage time? What message does that send? That, Trey Ford's the guy, but you didn't go to him until the season was essentially over.
After the Rider game next Saturday, the Chili Cook-Off as well. It'll be visiting the Stamps October 12th and hosting the Argos October 25.
I don't know, man. Trev, you got any thoughts on this Elks quarterback situation? Like, who would YouTube Trev have started tonight? Would you have gone back to Trey Ford, or would you have stuck with MBT? Or would you have gone to MBT?
Honestly, it's interesting because, this is my first year really watching the CFL.
And you're loving it.
And I am loving it. It is pretty cool. I just, I'm fascinated with what he said. He says MBT, he's probably going to give us the better chance to win. But if that's the case, why didn't you start him last week, right?
Against the same team,
right? So it's no, he's it's really not that, so... I probably would have leaned towards Trey Ford. I get the Matty, he brings up a good point. You got to look to the future and whatnot, and that's why I see. And it's a big game. At least you can tell, you learn a lot from, if Trey Ford starts tonight, what he can do, what he can't do, and then Yeah, so like that's my decision. That would be my thoughts on this, I guess. But I'd probably side with Trey Ford, but who knows?
It goes back to last week, and that's if you're looking at this series, you wanted the split, or a neutral person would say, yeah, you beat the Bombers at home, you maybe go to Winnipeg and say, oh, maybe a scheduled L. Tough to place.
It's tough to place. Yeah, I thought if they were going to get the split, it had to happen last week.
But again, if you wanted to win today, to what the situation is with MBT, then yeah, why wasn't it last week then? And again, I know the turnovers now. You can look at that game and say, okay, now it's easy to go to the other guy. But yes, if the other guy gave you the best chance to win, why didn't you do it in the? And again, don't give me this Ford Bowl stuff.
That's
just
why
because Terrell Ford was playing, you had to do the Ford Bowl.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
It's the way they're handling Trey does not add up to they're signing Trey to an extension. It doesn't make sense. This text says, where do you guys think MBT lands next year? Somewhere or retirement maybe?
He could play his way onto somewhere.
I mean,
as a veteran,
depending on the financial situation,
I don't. Like he doesn't.
I got time for the MBT Jake Mayer quarterback controversy in Calgary.
Ooh, hey? I love it.
Hey?
Mark it down. September 27th.
Slide on down.
7/27.
Imagine. Well, actually, wait a second.
Slide on down.
Dave Dickinson decides to move on from Jake Mayer, and I like Jake's a great guy. I think he can be a starter long term in the Canadian Football League. But anyway, let's just say they need a fresh start at quarterback in Calgary. Calgary brings in MBT. And next year, Labor Day and rematch game, it's Trey Ford and the Elks versus MBT and the Calgary Stampeders. Come on. I got a lot of time for that storyline, man. That would be fun.
Here's a storyline Ian texts in. I'm going MBT is going to do nothing for a quarter and a half, gets pulled, then Ford comes in and finishes.
And finishes what, though?
Exactly.
Finishes the game or finishes and wins the game?
He puts a period at the end of that, and that's the question there, too.
All eyes.
Lots of stories.
Watching tonight.
Justin Balgoni says MBT gives the Elks the best chance to win. Camps divided.
Camps are divided, aren't they? Let's tie this into the Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day today. Fanny picks coming up later on today. That'll be on Cool Bet socials. Load up the fanny pack, and I'll go to town again today on that one.
Not just picks coming out of that pack. Hey,
no, there was a small vial of whiskey that was in there last week. What'll I pull out of the fanny picks today?
You never know.
Find out. I don't know if it's up just yet. We did do a CFL parlay yesterday on the Lock Shop. I wouldn't mind promoting that again. Let's see here. I don't know if that one's up yet. Random Wheels sitting there. We'll get that CFL parlay. Oh, here it is. Yep, we got it. So this is the Lock Shop Partner Parlay we put together yesterday. Canadian Football League action this weekend if you want to ride with us. We've got the Elks at plus 5.5 on the road in Winnipeg. Princess Auto Stadium. If they just look after the football, they can win the game. Don't turn it over. You can win the game. If they didn't turn the ball over last week, I think they would have won that game. Look after the football. It's not that hard.
A couple missed field goals. Double doink from Castillo, too. I mean, it's
Castillo with a double doink.
I don't know if that's going to
That was so fun. I think I just yelled out, double doink.
Oh, you loved it.
I did love it. What are the odds of that?
It moved.
Almost hit the same spot on the same upright both times. Elks plus 5.5, Ticats plus 7.5, and the Riders to win. That was our Lock Shop Partner Parlay on the Canadian Football League yesterday. Plus 440 if you want to ride with us on that one. By the time we do the Lock Shop today from 11 to 12, Pat will join us. Jake will join us. It'll be a full-blown Week 4 NFL betting preview. We'll build a parlay, best bets, house callers parlay, which we hit last week at over 11 to 1. We should have some Elks player props up for that game, and I'll give you a few of those in the Lock Shop today, presented by Cool Bet right here from 11 to 1 every single day on EST. All right, let's get to a sports update for the great staff at Park Mazda. On the other side, we'll get to That Hurts, talking idiot kickers yet again. We'll go there just after 7:30.
Al Michaels joins us.
Herm Edwards coming up around 7:45 today, and Kris Knoblauch, former citizen of Cranbrook, British Columbia. He's going to join us at 8 o'clock today to discuss training camp, the preseason, and, coaching for 20 years almost 18 years coaching, finally gets to run his first NHL. He's been there, Philly is assistant. He's been in NHL camps as a coach. This is his show. 18 years to get there. You got to appreciate that grind, man. I know I do. It's very impressive. So we'll get to that with Knoblauch coming up here around 8 o'clock this morning. But let's get to an update right now for Park Mazda.
McLeod Bethel Thompson will start at quarterback tonight when the Elks visit the Bombers to kick off Week 17 in the CFL. You can join the EST crew tonight at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. The Reed Wilkins Show will be broadcasting live on location beginning at 3. Mandy and Milne will have your green and gold kickoff show at 5, followed by kickoff from Winnipeg at 6. Last night, Dak Prescott tossing a pair of touchdowns. Cowboys improving to 2-2 with a 20-15 victory over the Giants. Oilers welcome in the Kraken tomorrow night. Head coach Kris Knoblauch will join the show this morning just after 8 o'clock. Oilers assigning Max Warner, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and Ethan DeJong to the Condors yesterday. Oil Kings will play their home opener Saturday at 2 against the Calgary Hitmen. AJHL action, 4 games around the league tonight. Last night, Grand Prairie shutting out Fort Mac 3-0. Drumheller all over Drayton Valley 7-1. Olds defeating Bonneville 6-1. And Whitecourt getting past Lloyd 3-1. In the BCHL, Sherwood Park Crusaders will host Salmon Arm this evening. Spruce Grove Saints are at home to the Trail Smoke Eaters. Brooks welcome Penticton, while Okotoks will visit Cranbrook. Oakland Athletics in front of a sold-out crowd yesterday at the Coliseum, defeating the Rangers 3-2 in their final home game as an Oakland-based team. The club will visit Seattle tonight to kick off a season-ending 3-game series. Aaron Judge with his 58th dinger of the season, securing the AL East for the Yankees as they defeat the Orioles 10-1. Dodgers over the Padres 7-2, capturing their 11th NL West crown in the past 12 seasons. Jays cap the regular season with a 3-game set against the Marlins starting tonight from Toronto. Over to golf, a clean sweep for the Americans yesterday at the President's Cup, giving them a 5-0 lead over the international team. Action gets back underway later this morning from Montreal at 11:05. Back over to football, the Golden Bears look to improve to 3-2. They're in Saskatoon this evening to take on the Huskies. Prairie Junior action will see the Battle of Edmonton as the Huskies host the Wildcats tomorrow from the JP Bowl, kickoff at 7 o'clock. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who would start Dakota Prukop tonight at quarterback.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says, like, he wants to be formal, but he's also here to party too.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Kris Jackson, you are for real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Kris Jackson, you are now the new interim head coach of the Edmonton Elks. They have a great receiving corps, but now you gotta get the defense to stop a few plays here and there so you can win a damn football game. For real, for real, for real, the fan base wants a win, so let's get out there and do it, do it, do it. Let's get out there and get the Elks to win the Grey Cup. Celebrate with the boys with the 6 o'clock log. For real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. Let's go Elks.
Let's go Elks, indeed. 7:35 on a game day. Elks and Bombers tonight from Winnipeg. We will be at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, a little Friday night CFL action. Please make plans to join us. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne. It's the Reed Wilkins Show. Absolutely outstanding program. If you've not yet checked it out, I'm telling you, you're missing out on arguably the best show in the entire bloody city. They've only been together for a month. Terrific stuff.
The Reed Wilkins Show and the harness racing.
Match made in heaven.
That sounds like heaven.
Match made in heaven. Reed and Jay will be at the casino from 3 until 5. Green and Gold kickoff show from 5 until 6. Watch party from 6 until the end of the game. And then the post-game show with Wannick and Jay Milne to follow from Century Casino. Make plans to join us here on a Friday night. Should be a lot of fun. Make plans to join us next Friday. We will be at South Fort Chevrolet from 6 in the morning until 6 at night for our first ever full day EST on location broadcast. Food, drinks, giveaways, exclusive sales. Drive a little, save a lot. Bring your vehicle out. I want you to bring your vehicle out that day. Come see me. I'm going to take you to Daniel. Say he's a nasty. $1,000 credit.
Boom.
Boom. Right there on your trade-in right there.
Don't even need the Ruffles Crunch Burger.
Silverados, heavy duties. They got them all. They got great financing right now. So.
I'm also working on a little musical entertainment, hopefully.
Are you working on accordion, guy?
Yeah.
God, I love that. Don't you play accordion?
We might see.
I thought you told me you played accordion.
Like a month. Like
So you did, though. I thought I remember that. Yes.
Do you own one?
Nope, but my stepdad does. And it's like really nice.
As opposed to those not nice accordions?
Yeah. Well, like this is like, it's really pretty to look
high
at.
end. It's like the Ferrari of accordions.
Like, it's like from Italy. It's like fancy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It is.
If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Herm Edwards going to be joining us around 7:45 today. Looking forward to recapping the Thursday nighter with Herm. Are the Dallas Cowboys back? We'll get into we'll get into that a little bit.
Come on.
Well, you never know.
Well, they are. Yeah.
Herm Edwards, ESPN analyst, on the way as well. But let's get into that Hurts right now. Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. If you've been injured in an accident, go to jameshbrown.com. I was texting with Nathan from James H. Brown yesterday, and we were talking about the tailgate. And I said, are you in charge of the James H. Brown chili for the chili cook-off? He goes, I was listening this morning. He said, I might have to be that guy now. And I said, if you want, you can take my recipe. Ground beef, seasoning, salt, ketchup. Mix it up nicely. I'd even cut up some hot dogs too, throw them in there.
Nothing screams chili than I think that's a Montana-based chili.
My wife puts hot dogs in her Super Bowl chili. It's the only time all year I eat chili. It's just like beans and wieners, basically.
Well,
it's pretty delicious.
Can we take the shackles off the chili recipe? Like I just, beans, no beans, hot dogs, no, like whatever. Yeah. It's a pot of a bunch of boiling stuff. Just throw it in.
Anything can go into a chili.
Gotta judge,
That's what I agree, Rick. Anyway, I hope James H. Brown enters the chili cook-off. I think that'd be great.
See what their secret spice is.
We'll find out.
Well, hey.
That hurts today. We got to go to the missed field goal by Aubrey. This guy's got a monstrous leg. Like that, what did he hit from 61?
Sure.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
And what was it? 5.5, right?
The spread was 5.5. Al Michaels, when he stopped complaining about the officiating all night, he always likes to mix in. So they bring out Aubrey for a 51-yard attempt, and Michaels on broadcast, well, this means a lot for some of you and a lot for those of you on the other side too, if you know what I mean. So the spread was 5.5. They trot out a guy who could hit a field goal from 70 in his bloody sleep. It's a 51-yarder. If he hits it, the Cowboys cover the spread. If he misses it, the Giants cover the spread. And this is why it hurts me. I had a bet builder put together last night. And my bet builder, all I needed was the Dallas Cowboys to score 21 points or more. And I was cashing it. It was plus 200. So I'm sitting there. I'd already got like the catches for Neighbors, the catches for Robinson. The Cowboys were going to win. I had everything I needed. All I needed was one more point. Where's the rouge when you need it? If the NFL had a rouge, I would have covered that 21 points. Anyway, Aubrey steps up and blows a 51-yarder wide right when they've been talking about him all night as like the robo-kicker. And I was furious. I knew it was going to happen too. That's just my luck. I sat there, I looked, and I was like, he's kicking this. He's going to miss this. Yeah. Of course he's going to miss it. All I needed was the Cowboys to score 21 points. They were projected to score 24. I moved the number down. This guy still couldn't deliver.
He ain't no Dave Ridgway.
God. You know who knocks that kick home? Sergio Castillo.
No, he doesn't.
Sergio Castillo does.
Doink it off the...
No, he might have doinked it off the upright.
Triple doink.
But I think in football... Now, what's funny is on the other side of it, but in football, I just want to say this. In football betting, the blown field goal has got to hurt the most. It's a field goal. You're a kicker. You have one job. Kick it through the uprights. Cover the spread. Cover the Cowboys 20. We'll take it. That hurt last night. But on the flip side, and this is why the betting gods giveth and the betting gods taketh away. On the flip side last night, Pat Gregoire, P. Greggy, had his P. Greggy special. He had the over 3.5 field goals, which was already covered.
Yeah.
I think he had a sack for Lawrence or something like that. And then all he needed was a Daniel Jones interception. And the Daniel Jones interception comes on the final play of the ball game to cover and hit his bet.
Wild evening.
Which is crazy. And that was like over 7-1. So that was pretty nuts. But look, stay cool, bet responsibly with our partners at CoolBet, but let it be known that betting can hurt sometimes. It really can.
Oh, yeah.
Aubrey, you're killing me. Killing me. In fact, one of the things I had on the bet builder was Aubrey over 6 kicking points. And he had that. He'd already helped me win the bet builder. And then he cost me that bet builder.
Chris G says Beatty would have hit it. Well, he's got the leg. He would have at least easily gotten the rouge.
Anyway, very frustrating. Overall, it wasn't I'm jealous of you for being at Century Casino to watch these games and being with other people.
Yes.
I watched that game in my basement last night, and it wasn't a great football game.
One guy made $80 off of 15. I took a look. He had a 3 or 4 play thing. So that was nice. But again, like you're with people and then the spread doesn't hit. It's just kind of, I have questions that'll never get answered.
It's a major, major buzzkill. But what are you going to do?
Bronx, the Boilermaker, says you may have a problem if you complain about a missed kick that doesn't affect who wins the game.
Not really. This is how it works.
That's how the betting works.
I complain about the game, the NFL becoming a very boring league this year. And it kind of has. Like the game quality this year in the National Football League has not been that good.
Oh, without the betting and the props and everything else, yeah.
No, outside of that's the thing. Like I'm trying to think why I would have watched
what else
that
you
game
pulling from that Cowboys-Giants game last night. Why
would I have watched that game last night if I wasn't betting on it or didn't have people in fantasy? And it was a good night because in the league in which the Nefarious Nine tried to screw me, CeeDee Lamb and Malik Neighbors on my team. They both had 17 points last night. I came away with 34 points last night. Already in a pretty good spot. So that's exciting. Very exciting. 780-218-9999. We do have Kris Knoblauch coming up at 8 o'clock today. He's going to join us. We'll take a look at preseason so far. We got to talk about a former Golden Bear with a former Golden Bear. So we'll get into Noah Philp a little bit. Talk about how patient he has to be as a coach on allowing some of the new guys up front and on the back end get some chemistry. So we'll get into that as well. TQ Sal is in and says, so why do we have to hear about this trash league? Well, because everybody's watching.
Well, it's the best league in the world. It's the pro league, right? It is the league.
It's just
it's where all the action is. It's where all the best football players are.
I posted that game quality index thing last night.
Yes. I love reading that little thing.
I only post that because people get so infuriated by it.
I know. You
and
poke the bear.
They think it's like my numbers. That's from PFF, which is like people take as like religion south of the border.
That's the big time.
That's a tough one. And it shows that the last 2 years, the Canadian Football League has been delivering a much higher game quality than the National Football League.
And you quote tweeted Thomas Casale?
Yeah, that was the one. He was the guy who's like,
just my 2 cents, he says, but the NFL is slowly becoming the most boring sport to watch on TV. I just let that hang in the air for a second.
Now,
because I've been watching football for a long time. We always complain about refs. That's not new, but I don't remember ever being this bored week in, week out.
When you roll out 14 games, you're going to get some great ones.
Sure.
Every single week.
But it hides all of the...
But there have been more duds in the NFL this year than good football games.
Yes.
That's just the truth. I still watch because I got 9 different fantasy leagues.
Well, yeah.
And I usually got 3 or 4 bets.
And if you still hate the Canadian product, I would advise going and watching some college ball.
Yeah.
Highly entertaining now, especially with the divisions and the conferences all moved around and teams moving in. I mean, you're getting some great matchups week in, week out. The Tennessee-Nebraska game last Saturday night, whew. Like,
college football is because there's mistakes are made. It's such a thrilling game.
It's out there, yeah. You're not playing in the phone booth.
I'll say this: college football, the most entertaining form of football.
Yes, it's like the CFL.
Yeah,
in a sense.
Yeah,
with the openness and
Trev,
the rules.
give Herm a call. He said he's having trouble connecting online. Give him a call.
And with the CFL this year, as you would know, calling most of the games. I mean, we have had some photo finishes week in, week out with our paltry 9-team league.
Yeah,
nowhere to hide.
That is true. I mean, no football league is going to be perfect.
No, but
the one that we religiously watch on the weekends,
it makes so much money.
It's been kind of letting us down a little bit. They do make a ton of money.
Can't wait till it goes global. Hey,
I wonder how long that takes. They're going to have to do it at some point. There's more money out there. 780-218-9999. Max Chipman is in and says, yeah, guys, college ball is the best. It's pretty good.
The pomp, the pageantry, the traditions.
Derek Knight says Dusty equals CFL spy, CFL special agent. Oh, no, I do support the league, though.
I think Derek Knight's in one this morning, to be honest with you. He's kind of he's tap dancing all over that nasty chat with some strange and wild opinions.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, you do you, DK.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. We're going to have Herm Edwards. He's going to be on the phone today. We weren't able to connect with him on video. I'll work on that with Herm. I think he probably has to download that app. I'll send him the link to the app. And then we'll have him. Kris Knoblauch coming up in about 13 minutes time as well. YouTube Trav, let us know when he's good to go. All right, we got Herm Edwards. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Check out their website, www.proamsports.ca. They got a ton of stuff going on over there right now with Jack Cookson and the Cookson crew. Coach, how you doing, man? Good to chat with you.
Yeah, I'm well. Obviously, when you look at these games, and I said it earlier, I think it takes about a month for these guys to figure out who they are as a football team due to the fact that these guys don't play in the preseason, all the starters. So that's kind of why you're seeing sloppy football.
Do you think coaches should start playing some more of their guys in the preseason, or is that just too risky due to injury?
No, I was a head coach. Basically, I would have certain things that guys would have to do in the preseason. In other words, if you're a veteran guy and we had 4 preseason games, I would tell them, look, I got to get you at least 60 to 70 live snaps within 4 preseason games. So you could feel it. So you could feel the speed of the game. So the starters could go out there and compete against somebody else. These joint scrimmages, I get all that. But the problem is quarterback doesn't get hit. He never falls to the ground. People don't fall to the ground a lot. And, football is about when you fall to the ground, can you get up?
Well, we saw Neighbors last night near the end of that game. He fell to the ground and he got a little bit of trouble. He did post on Instagram today that he looks like he's doing okay. So Dallas comes away with a win last night, Herm, that they basically had to have. I know it's early in the season, but they could not fall to 1-3 in that situation. When you look at the Cowboys right now, do they look like every other Cowboys team we've seen for the last 3 to 4 years, or is this one going to be any different?
I see a weakness. Obviously, they can't run the football. Now, they did a pretty good job last night of stopping the run, but they can't run the football, and that's going to be a problem. They can't close games out because they don't have a running attack. And if you think about the Dallas Cowboys, historically, they've always had running backs. You can go back to Dwayne Thomas, Calvin Hill, Walt Garrison, Herschel Walker, DeMarco Murray, Tony Dorsett, Emmitt Smith, and at one time Ezekiel Elliott when he was young. But right now, they have no running game. And that's going to be a problem down the stretch. So, they stopped the run last night against a Giant team that can't score any points. The Giants only scoring about 15 points a game. They kicked 5 field goals last night. So it's a good win for Dallas. They needed to get off this losing streak, but we'll see as this thing progresses what they do with the run game.
Herm, I just wanted to get your thoughts, and you mentioned kind of these teams, slugging through the preseason and still continuing that type of framework schedule-wise here and getting their starters up to speed. Is that kind of what you attribute to what's going on in Jacksonville now? Trevor Lawrence winless in 8. That does go back to last season as well. Coincidentally, though, the last win against this week's opponents in the Texans. Again, is this more of a preseason kind of getting things going, or is this a deeper problem in Jacksonville with the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence?
No, they've got a problem. This all stemmed from last year. They got a serious problem. Quarterback is obviously very talented, but he hasn't lived up to the expectations people have put on him for the last 2 years, to be quite frank. I mean, this is a team last year that was supposed to just run away with this division. And lo and behold, the Houston Texans showed up with a new head coach and a rookie quarterback and ran roughshod over the whole division. It's a division right now that, even though the Texans are 2-1, they are the leader. The Colts have a rookie quarterback. Tennessee has a young quarterback. So, this should be a battle between Jacksonville and the Texans. But the Jacksonville Jaguars off to a 0-3 start again. I mean, this is not good.
What do you think is holding Trevor Lawrence back? You mentioned he's not meeting these super high expectations, comes out of college, an absolute stud. Like, what is he not doing right now, in your opinion?
I don't know if the pressure of all that is on him now, and he's just not, playing very well. I mean, I know he's a little bit of a turnover machine. He turns the ball over a lot. He's just not consistent at the quarterback position for some reason, and they have enough players there. I mean, they've got players that he can get the ball to, but that has been the story with Trevor Lawrence over the last couple of years, and when you look at him, you go, well, okay, Trevor Lawrence, I'm going, okay, what is his numbers? And his numbers aren't very good. I mean, he's thrown 2 touchdown passes, and he's thrown 1 interception. Okay, and he had a fumble. So, I mean, for a guy of his stature, that's pretty good, guys. Last time I checked.
Room for a resurgence as well, and one Sam Darnold quarterbacking the Minnesota Vikings, Herm. Does this kind of all fall off this week? Big game, going into Lambeau, Packers divisional game, but is he not, if not the best resurgence story this season in the NFL in your mind?
Well, obviously, yeah, that's one of them. I mean, you talk about Sam Darnold, and the Minnesota Vikings. I think people are losing sight how good the Vikings defense is.
Yeah.
They're ranked third. They're only giving up, 10 points a game, something like that. they're doing what the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing, but quietly, and Sam Darnold obviously has, he's resurrected his career, along with Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield. I mean, all these guys all of a sudden have gotten second and third chances. But the Minnesota Vikings are hard out guys. Mm-hmm. They will challenge the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. I mean, this is all of a sudden a fun division to watch, right? Because of all these teams in the North. And that's one of the most competitive divisions in football, in my opinion.
Herm Edwards with us, ESPN analyst, our former analyst way back in the day on TSN 1260, went to Arizona State, and now back with ESPN. I have to say, Herm, when you left to go coach college ball, we were devastated.
But we kept the keen eye on Tippy.
We did follow along with your college coaching career. We did. Yeah, it's
well, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Obviously, I ended up having a Heisman Trophy quarterback. That's not bad. And Brandon Ayuk and a bunch of other guys.
Yeah, he was okay. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk was all right.
Yeah, they were okay.
That worked out okay. Hey, the Bengals are interesting. They're 0-3 now. If they go into Carolina and lose to Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers, I mean, what's going to give in Cincy? Because I watch them. And they don't look as bad as 0-3, but in the end, man, Coach, you would know. I mean, 0-3 is 0-3. How do you get out of this?
Well, this is the Bengal team, and when you look at them, all year, the offseason, they talked about getting off the fast starts, and they've gotten off the slow starts. Obviously, every year they get off to a slow start, and you scratch your head. What's wrong with these guys? And now they sit in the position at 0-3, and it's kind of ironic. They're playing Andy Dalton, of all the guys that used to be the quarterback in Cincinnati, right? So it's only fitting that Andy Dalton is going to play as a former team. And look, this offense has to get generated. They got to get going. They're very talented, but they just struggle. I mean, they're finding a way to lose games rather than win games. So this is a game they have to have. You can't lose 4 in a row and expect it to catch the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens are 1-2. You scratch your head on that one. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, this is not Deshaun Watson that we saw in Houston by any stretch of imagination. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are the team in that division right now to beat. They found their quarterback. Their defense is very stingy, only giving up 26 points in 3 games. And the Ravens are the Ravens. They're going to be there at the end. But Cincinnati, they lose this game. It's going to be very difficult for them.
Herm, I want to get your thoughts, too, on the Jets and where you kind of see them in the whole AFC picture. I know they get the Broncos at home this week. Maybe a game that Aaron Rodgers pops off. You got the Hackett, Peyton, all that history behind it. But where do you kind of have them with a bit of a question mark? And again, on the theme of resurgence and Aaron Rodgers and his career here.
Well, obviously, they're competing with the Buffalo Bills to win the division. Miami, obviously, out of the two are being hurt, and New England's in a rebuilding mode. So I like the Jets. I think their defense is outstanding. And now they have a quarterback where they can score points, right? Yeah. They can score the ball now with Aaron Rodgers. And the Buffalo Bills, look, guys, I can't say enough about Josh Allen. If I'm picking and I can't have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen's my guy. I mean, he's unbelievable. And I think with Stephon Diggs leaving, this really has become his football team. He's on the MVP race right now. I mean, he is playing really good. And so it's going to be a fun game, you know, when these two teams hook up, the Jets and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. That'll be a good one. Coach, great having you back, man. We appreciate the time, and we'll catch up next week.
Thank you, my friends. I appreciate you.
There you go. Man, is that nice. Herm Edwards back on the Nielsen Show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It just is, it feels right.
We don't have to wait long either. October 14th, Bills visiting the Jets.
Oh, that's just around the corner. What's that, 2 weeks away?
Baby.
2 weeks away? That'll be a huge game. That'll be a huge game. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in.
Monday night? Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Bills Jets on a Monday night at Century Casino.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of such a thing? That's pretty impressive. All right, let's get out early. Let's get to an update with Lieutenant Eric for Claiborne Services. Kris Knoblauch expected to join us coming up here at 8 o'clock. So let's get to an update right now with Lieutenant Eric.
Week 17 in the CFL kicking off tonight when the Elks visit the Bombers. You can join the EST crew at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Action gets underway at 3 with the Reed Wilkins Show. Maddie and Milne with the Green and Gold kickoff show at 5 and kickoff at 6. Last night, Dak Prescott tossing a pair of touchdown. Cowboys improved to 2-2 with a 2015 victory over the Giants. Oilers will play host to the Kraken tomorrow night. Head coach Kris Knoblauch scheduled to join the show here in a matter of minutes as the club assigned Max Warner, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and Ethan DeJong to the Condors yesterday. The Oil Kings earlier tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock will play their home opener against the Calgary Hitmen. 4 games around the AJHL tonight. Tonight in the BCHL, Sherwood Park hosts Salmon Arm. Spruce Grove Saints are at home to the Trail Smoke Eaters. Brooks welcome in Penticton, and Okotoks visit Cranbrook. Oakland A's playing their final home game as an Oakland-based franchise yesterday in front of a sold-out crowd at the Coliseum, defeating Texas 3-2. Aaron Judge, his 58th home run of the season, securing the AL East for the Yankees. They defeat the Orioles 10-1. Dodgers locking up the NL West with a 7-2 win over the Padres. And the Jays will cap their regular season starting tonight with a 3-game home series against the Marlins. Over to golf, a clean sweep for the Americans yesterday at the President's Cup. They have a 5-0 lead over the international team. Ashton gets back underway from Montreal later this morning at 11:05. Back over to football, the Golden Bears on the road. They'll look to improve to 3-2 tonight. They're in Saskatoon to take on the Huskies. Prairie Junior Football Conference action tomorrow from the JP Bowl. It's the Battle of Edmonton as the Wildcats visit the Huskies. Kickoff is at 7. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind in knowing they are an industry leader in safety. Visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy and call Jeff 780-910-6728.
$7:59 on the Nielsen Show. Welcome back as we continue to roll along today. We're going to get to 3 questions too many. We're going to get to kind of easy trivia. That's all coming up in this hour. We got Cider of the Week that's going to be coming up as well. That's going down. The Nielsen Show is presented to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Make plans to join us next Friday. We'll be at South Fort Chev all day long. Drive a little, save a lot. It's our first ever full day EST on location broadcast. Food, drinks, giveaways, exclusive sales deals throughout the day. And we're partnering with local businesses out there as well with Oktoberfest vibes. Drive a little, save a lot. SouthFortChev.com. Great chat with Herm Edwards. It was great to have him back. Geroy Simon, excellent to kick off hour number 2 as well. Kind of easy trivia coming up. 3 questions too many coming up as well. Our next guest, he's a busy guy, so we do appreciate the time this morning. And let's bring in the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers, Kris Knoblauch, joining us here on the Nielsen Show this morning. Kris, good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good. Thanks for having me, Dustin.
Yeah, no, we appreciate the time. I do have to start with this because I am from Cranbrook, BC. I introduced you earlier as a former resident of Cranbrook, British Columbia. You played there briefly. You coached there on the bench, assistant head coach for 5 years. I have to ask you, what do you miss the most about my hometown, Cranbrook, BC?
Oh, just all the lakes, mountains, the trails, everything to do outdoors there.
Yeah, if you're an outdoors guy, man, Cranbrook really hits. I mean, that's the place to be. I want to just get to, and I know you probably talked about this when you first got hired last year, and we'll get to camp in a second. Do we have him? Do we lose him? We lost him. We'll get him back. We lost his connection. I want to get to his journey. Like, I want to get to 18 years you're coaching. Like,
it's like a kind of easy trivia connection here with the delay.
Yeah, you leave the University of Alberta. You go and play pro briefly, and then you just get right into coaching. 18 years later, you're running your first NHL camp, which is, I think, a very cool story. You know, it's not like a coach who just sort of popped in, turned around, and got an opportunity. So I think that's pretty impressive. So we want to get to that a little bit. Kris, sorry we lost you there for a second. Welcome back. I was just saying, you know, you finish at U of A, and then you get into coaching. And 18 years later, you're officially running and overseeing your first camp. Have you taken some time to sit back and just sort of realize that the journey's paid off for you here?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was quite a ride last year. It was exciting, obviously, and I didn't really have much time to sit down and enjoy it. It was just move on to the next day. After the playoffs this year, obviously, you have a lot of time to reflect. You reflect on that last series quite a bit. You're obviously very disappointed, but then you also look at where my coaching career has gone and how it's progressed and all the people that contributed towards it. You know, I've reflected on, you know, how fortunate I am to be back in Edmonton where, you know, pretty much my hockey journey kind of started. So, yeah, it's good to be starting over again and being here at that training camp.
You know, you sort of hopped on a boat last year that had sprung a leak, and you sealed it up and you paddled ahead, and it was a phenomenal year. How about this year? And are there things you can implement this year in camp and heading into the regular season that maybe you didn't do last year just because you kind of had to hop in partway through the season? Is there something else you can add this year to the group?
There's always things we want to work on. You know, to change our system, our style of play, it's not going to be dramatically different. Like, we're pretty successful last year. But we also have different players, a little bit different identity, and I guess we're going to find out exactly what that identity is. You know, going in training camp as a coach, you always have an idea of what your team wants to be like and how they're going to play. But until you get all the players and pieces together, you're not quite certain. So it usually takes a little bit of time, and we're working on that right now. But, you know, the success we had last year, that's the framework. That's kind of where the starting point. And it'll look a little bit different just because we had like Skinner and Arvidsson, and, you know, the defense is going to be a little bit different. But the principles are going to be very similar.
Yeah, well, Kris, not really a lot of holes in this boat, I would say, and just judging by our listeners and fans and you know what they're saying as well. You mentioned the defense, and you mentioned some of those new additions in the top six. I kind of want your thoughts on two players, Ty Emberson and Vasily Podkolzin, kind of looking at this team as it is, and two new faces coming in and you know, taking on different roles. But what are you seeing from Emberson and Podkolzin thus far that you can kind of translate and relate to our fan base here?
We'll start with Ty Emberson. You know, I'm familiar with him. I coached him in the American Hockey League. You know, for a player, I guess his identity would be just somebody, an incredible skater, good mobility, whether that's side to side or up and down the ice. He moves around the ice really well. Putting up offensive numbers, surprisingly, I did it a little bit just because of he's just involved and makes a good first pass, but not anything electric. He's not going to be making fancy passes or beating guys one-on-one, but just really simple game that can provide a little bit of offense, but ultimately he's more of a defensive player. He uses his skating. He's got an incredible stick, takes away time and space really well with his mobility, so that's kind of more of his calling card. Podkolzin, you know, he's typically been an offensive player, and he was drafted with that kind of role in mind. The Vancouver Canucks drafted him. But with our team, our top six is kind of it is full. And kind of what we're missing is more of a bottom six role. He's a guy that's eager to learn and work, and we're kind of using him on the penalty kill, something that he has not been familiar with. But with the personnel changes that we've had, we're hoping that's a role that he can really thrive on.
Kris,
but he certainly is a guy that can score goals because he is an incredible shooter.
Kris Knoblauch with us, head coach of the Edmonton Oilers here on the Nielson Show as we kick off another day on Edmonton Sports Talk. You kind of mentioned it briefly in there, Kris, about, some new faces, like quite a few new faces around the team this year. As a coach, do you have to be careful with how you balance, giving guys time to find chemistry? And in your experience, how long does it take for a Skinner and Arvidsson to click with Draisaitl or Emerson to look good alongside Darnell Nurse? How patient do you have to be with that early in a season where there's obviously high expectations on your group?
There is. Sometimes they've already in place immediately, that chemistry, and other times you're always waiting for it and it just doesn't work. And, we have an idea what our lines want to be like, just because the McDavid line was so successful last year, and why would we change that up if we don't have to? Another one we want to really work on is Brown, Janmark with Henrique in between those two, just because they played together at the end of the season and we liked what we saw. And, to say that it was just a short-term thing, but it was very successful in Game 7 or in the finals. But so that kind of leads over our two new additions. Skinner and Arvidsson played with Leon, and we were constantly last year trying to find the right players to play with Leon last year. And we added two players that are top six caliber players, and so that just a natural fit that those two would play with Leon. And we're hoping that there's chemistry, and we'll let that go for a while, and hopefully it works. And if not, we'll have to move things around.
From the style of both of those players individually, I mean, I'm sure you thought about it all summer, but you would think it would work, right? With the way that those two guys play.
We think you've got good quality hockey players, smart, that, play with Leon, it should be an easy fix. But you never know.
Yeah.
Just typically who wants the puck, where they get it. But I'm confident that they'll be able to work things out. And, if it doesn't work, we'll maneuver some things around. Obviously, We'll get into that later if we have to, but hopefully it does work out.
I want to bring this up just because we saw it the day that it was announced that Evander Kane was going to miss a significant amount of time. There seemed to be a lot of concern from the fan base about the physicality that maybe your group will miss without having Evander available until who knows when. And I think the game has obviously changed, and it's not a lot of crashing and banging anymore. But do you worry about that a little bit as a coach, or is the physicality not maybe what some fans sort of expect it to be in the NHL nowadays?
Well, I think it's important. The physicality, you need that in your team, and we're not going to have a player to be like Evander Kane and play like that. But I think we need to kind of work by committee, have a little more physicality. Each player just a little more physical than maybe we have been in the past. You just can't say that, we're missing Evander Kane. We need so-and-so to play like him and be that guy. I don't think that's going to work. We don't have somebody in the minors to step up and do that, but I think we're going to have to do a little by committee. In the regular season, it's not as important. Definitely in the playoffs, it's a much bigger aspect of the game, but we'll definitely need some physicality.
Kris, I just wanted to get your thoughts too, and since this is your first full camp and everything such as that, I think the fan base didn't really get a fair crack at Connor Brown last year either, coming off the surgery. He went on that long drought. How's he looked, and where do you kind of see him fitting in your plans? I know they had that third line, and that was all such a thing last year down the stretch drive, but how's Brown looked, and where do you kind of rank him in your plans in terms of that offensive group?
And Connor picked up right where he left off throughout playoffs, skating really well. And last year was such a difficult year, and he got better and better throughout the year. And I think he was very unfortunate, especially January and February. definitely could have had more offense, just hitting goalposts, missing nets. But you know, he's in the playoffs. You know, it's 4 key goals. It just takes, it's a big injury. It takes a long time. And I know I coached Claude Geroy as an assistant coach, and he had a major hip surgery, and he was cleared to play that first year. And I think he had his worst year that year, but it was 2 years after that surgery. He had a career year. It takes a while. Even though you're cleared, you're not quite there. I think last year you saw it with Connor Brown, where, yes, he was cleared and he can play, but it just wasn't under 100%. It just takes a while to find your legs, find your speed, and have that skill ready. And, you know, I believe he's ready for day one, regular season, where he left off at the end of end of last year.
Last one for you, and we appreciate the time today, Kris. You played for the Golden Bears. You've got a Golden Bear on your team already. You've got another Golden Bear who's pushing to make the team this year in Noah Philp. And I was calling Golden Bears games when Philp came in. I'm sure Stoff has already given his level of approval on Philp from his Golden Bear days. But what does it say about youth sports in the fact that it can still be a path to players on the ice and off the ice to the National Hockey League?
Absolutely. I think it's underrated. I think a lot of those players are the better players in the CIS have been scouted and watched so much because most of them were drafted and played in the Western League or somewhere in the OHL or in the Quebec League for quite some time. So a lot of scouts know the players and they figure that their ceiling is, and they're not really NHL material, but everyone has a different path, and they develop a little bit later. And those kind of players aren't necessarily going to be your first, second line players or star players, but they certainly can fill a role. I just think it's maybe something that's maybe ignored, neglected a little bit, because it is a good league. There's a lot of good players there, and just because they at that point in their career, if they're not done, I think they have a lot of them have an opportunity to get and play, whether it's in the American League for sure, and even the NHL.
Kris, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot. Best of luck this season.
All right. Thanks very much for having me.
There you go. That's the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers and former Cranbrook, British Columbia citizen, Kris Knoblauch, on the show this morning. Wanted to get in some good words about the U of A and U Sports in general, because there's a lot of great hockey players playing across this university in university hockey who can head overseas, Derek Ryan model, head overseas, become a great player over there, and find your way back. Or get into coaching, work your way up the ranks, and become a coach in the National Hockey League. We saw Herbie go from the Bears to being on an NHL bench for a bit, and then now back to the Bears. So, Trev, you take away anything from the conversation with Knoblauch?
You should have hit it during it.
Changing 200.
Should have done it right mid.
Could you imagine?
Boom, right on top.
Right in the middle of his answer.
He know what's going on.
Evander Kane changing 200.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Speaking with Kris Knoblauch, not gonna lie, I got to talk to him twice. I said, "Hey, Trevor Edmonton Sport Talk." I didn't get to say like a heck of a whole lot, but that was awesome. It was great. I love to hear what he had to say. I love what he said about Brown. I'm excited to see him. Very excited. I've been bullish on Vasily Podkolzin as well, so love that insight. It was just a great interview, and that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of just like starstruck that whole interview. I
looked over at you a couple of times. And
I was just smiling. Like I text all my parents. I was just like, and my friends. I'm like, I just talked to the head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. So really cool. That was awesome.
It was a good chat. Thanks to Jamie Cartmel and the media relations crew over at the Oilers for hooking us up with that.
The pride of Imperial Saskatchewan, and Brendan Mann's tweets at us during the interview. New sign up and everything in the town.
Oh really?
For him. Yeah,
good for him, man. That's kind of cool, actually.
That's
How big's Imperial?
Not that big.
No, like we're talking like 400, 500 type of thing?
Yeah, you're talking like kind of village type of pop, but a good little bar, cozy place.
Well, they got to be proud of that then.
Yeah, it's great.
No, that's excellent. It was interesting on the... so the News line's running back, the Henrique line's running back, and then Skinner and Arvidsson are going to be with Draisaitl. And... the one thing that Woodcroft used to do very quickly, he'd go away from line combinations like after a loss or two. I'm very interested to see, and I think they're going to start well this year. What did I predict? Was it yesterday? Was it on 2 guys and a goalie somewhere? Yesterday, I made a bold statement. I said they start 7-2-1. I think they're going to start very well this year.
It's bizarro last year.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And if it isn't, people are going to be freaking out and losing their minds.
Well, yeah.
But I think they start well this year. So I would like to see them just roll like a top 9 out and just leave it.
Okay.
Like 20, 30 games. If you start well and everything's clicking, no reason to mess around, really, right?
The Connor Brown thing, though, does interest me, too, because coming off that injury and the drought he had, but you saw him pick it up. And Kris alluded to the fact that he's kind of carried that through. I mean, that's a guy that you could... I know that third line, and everybody's kind of setting that in stone, but a great option to have if he does rediscover a bit of older form coming off the year that it was. Could be a sneaky little, addition to... I know it's in your top 9, but could also kind of moonlight in your top 6 if need be. I mean, you got options.
Gazzola will be at practice this morning. I think Reed will probably be there as well. I know Tommy likely connecting from the rink, if not from his house today for Oil Stream. Reed's doing a great job covering the Oilers as well on the Reed Wilkins show. And then you've got Hernan Spit and Takes. Hernan and Gage are the perfect show to kind of roll in between Oil Stream and then like Reed Wilkins. Because once the season gets going, I could see a lot of fire coming from the smoker and the Latino
It's
heat.
like stepping into a Slim Jim. They should almost get Slim Jim to kind of, and they just cracking the Slim Jims.
Cracking Slim Jims the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
We need somebody to play kind of easy trivia right now. If you want to play kind of easy trivia, let's get into that. We moved things around a little bit to fit in Knoblauch this morning. Thanks again to the others for making that happen. Much appreciated. Next time I see Jamie Cartmel, I'm going to fist bump him. I'm like, hey, thanks for making that happen. That's real nice.
Slide a buddy ruffle in his pocket, eh?
Yeah. Hey, Jamie, thanks for lining up Kris Knoblauch. Here's a Buddy Crunch Burger from A&W. And I do it like a fake handshake.
Yeah, you get it. Smash it in
his hand. And then he goes, oh, thanks, Dusty. And then I pull another one, and say, this is for the coach, and hand it over to him. I think that'd be pretty good. If you want to play kind of easy trivia right now, I did see some people get in around 8 o'clock, Trev. If you want to grab one of them, we'll play kind of easy trivia. I know it's a little bit off schedule, but I got to move some things around. And 780-218-9999. We've got a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual up for grabs. If you want to come get that, 780-218-9999 is where you can play. Nice way to go into your weekend with a gift certificate there. We're going to get into a Cider of the Week coming up here around 8:40 today.
Love
as
cider.
well. 2 guests in studio today. What a day. Geroy, Herm, Knoblauch, Cider of the Week.
It's a professional Friday.
The real professional Friday. The return of the COO of Edmonton Sports Talk, Matthew Iwanek.
Well, yeah.
The captain, the leader of the Trey Ford fan club.
Yeah.
Very interesting discussions coming up on the Hangout today, I'm sure.
In a final of his Dunya Fantasy this weekend, kicking off tonight as well.
Do we have final matchups for that? Like our final matchups have already been laid out. We know what the rosters are. We can discuss.
Haven't seen the rosters yet.
Unbelievable.
Haven't been checked. Well, it's usually closer to kickoff. People like to...
You moved some things around last second.
There's always movement.
All right. Well, that's good. We'll get to 3 questions too many as well.
Dunya.
3 questions too many coming up. We'll go there in this hour as well. But if you want to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999. Matt Hyman says, get Knoblauch back on for trivia. I should have said, hey, before we let you go, kind of easy trivia, we'll get to that gift certificate to Mr. Mike.
Well, as I said, the delay matched the kind of easy trivia delay some days.
It's kind of. It's weird with phones because some people's cell phones sound like they're sitting right in between us.
Yes.
And other people's cell phones don't sound
it's
great.
One or the other.
It's really.
Kris, what team do you coach? Oilers.
Buzzer. Sorry, man. We didn't get to the final 3.
You're not going to Mr. Mike.
I think I put together a pretty decent little trivia today. This should be winnable. We'll get somebody to take part in Mike Burger Madness, which will be terrific. If you've not yet checked out the classic Mike Burger, I'd be pretty stunned. I'd be pretty stunned if people are like, I've never had one. That'd be crazy.
Not 60 years?
It's been around for 60 years.
60 years. I mean, that's William Huff territory, isn't it?
Yeah, they launched at the same time. In fact, Mr. Mike's was the first banner that William Huff ever made for the Mike
That's
Burger.
a collab there, eh?
Yeah, that's the collab we need.
Yeah.
Is it collab or collab?
Collab.
That's a collab we need. 60 years of Mr. Mike's most famous burger. You're invited to taste history for only $8.99 at Mike Burger Madness. Savor the original flame-grilled Mike Burger on their signature garlic loaf for a limited time, dine-in only price of just $8.99. Sides are extra. Those are going to cost you. It's Mr. Mike's Mike Burger Madness. You'd be mad to miss it. The offer ends September 30th. Eat locally, enjoy casually. I have been pushing for them to extend this offer, and I want to run Mike Burger Madness up until Christmas.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Mike and the crew over there at Mr. Mike's, if you wouldn't mind getting back to all the text messages I've left you.
You want to get mad?
Yeah.
Let's get mad.
I texted Mike last night about 3 a.m. I said, you up? Where is your thoughts on extended Mike Burger Madness?
You want to get mad?
All right, Trev, who do we have for kind of easy trivia today?
We have a very happy and chipper Casey.
Casey is going to play today. All right. You have the ticker today? And you got like the Club Beat loop and stuff?
I can do this, yes.
Do you have that stuff? All right. I don't know why it's disappeared on me. So, all right, let's get a little kind of easy trivia going today. Casey is going to play looking for that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Casey, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing pretty well.
Hey, Casey, you've got a great phone connection. Yeah, you sound like a very nice guy, Casey.
Well, thank you very much.
See, I told you, Casey's super polite. All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker after read the first question. Good luck, man. Here we go. Which city do the Edmonton Elks play in tonight?
Winnipeg.
Who is the starting quarterback for the Elks tonight?
MDT.
Which team won the NFL Thursday Nighter?
Not a clue.
What position does CeeDee Lamb play?
Quarterback?
Which city is home to the NFL's Cowboys?
Dallas.
Oh, he gets it. 3 out of 5. Good enough.
And he got it!
That's close.
I did it! Another 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am! Get it right!
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit. Take it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Congratulations to Casey for being a real nice guy. And I love him saying, no clue who won the Thursday night.
And that's why he's a nice guy. He's a CFL guy, not an NFL guy. I love it.
Through.
Love that guy.
Penner's Pancakes is in and says, Dusty changed that last question so he could win guaranteed.
There was a bit of a pause. A delay, shall we say, on kind of easy.
Eric, I don't want them to see, but I did.
What was the original?
I did change the original question. The original question was, who is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys? I knew that he wouldn't get that one.
Everybody knows.
So instead, I said, Cowboys. What city are the Cowboys in? And he said Dallas, and he won. But don't tell anybody.
Made the proper play.
It'd be real sketchy.
Okay. All right.
What am I whispering about? Well played, Jeff. I do like us whispering about behind the scenes things.
I don't mind it.
Well,
I like that.
Yeah, I think
that's a lot of
funny thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did change that last question. I did.
An audible.
I was worried about him. The question was, who's the owner of the Dallas Cowboys? If he didn't know who won the Thursday Nighter, he wasn't going to answer a Jerry Jones there.
Yeah.
So,
but the Cowboys, Dallas, that's
yeah.
We couldn't let Casey go on a Friday.
No.
Sending him to Mr. Mike's.
Not a nice guy like that.
No.
I had to help him out. So if that bothers you, suck it up. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
3 questions too many brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch Lewicki knows who the owner of the Dallas Cowboys is. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
T-Mac, the rugby guy, says the C in CFL stands for Casey.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Eric, do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, it's @Lieutenant_Eric, but give our station a follow as well, @YEG Sports Talk. We are climbing the charts there in terms of followers, and it keeps you up to date on everything going on. I know Southport Chevrolet has been very active. Speaking of collabs and collabing, they've been collabing with us left, right, and center, and Edmonton Sports Talk on the Instagram as well. Southport Chev, they do a good little the whole Oktoberfest stuff there. I mean, keep it locked on there with us on the socials, all for next Friday's show as well, out in the fort.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to tonight, Century Casino. Elks, Bombers, CFL watch party. Let's do it right. I'm just looking here for something from ESPN Sports Center. How much does it suck to be a sports fan in Oakland?
Well, it's depressing.
The Warriors move in 2019 over to San Francisco. The Raiders leave for Vegas. The A's are eventually moving to Sacramento. They're done there as well. but you used to have like a thriving sports community, and it's all been taken away from you. How do you recover from that?
I do find it funny, though, what's been going on during the week and the fan catching the foul ball and flipping off the owner and then guys ripping out seats out of the stands, like only Oakland way. But there was a bit of a montage of the beauty of the Coliseum. I don't know if you saw that video, with the turfed benches, a Statue of Liberty dressed up in A's gear, like just the random stuff, the barbed wire, the state of the seats. There's a bar where there's just a big tree stump. It's like a log, and everything there is a mystery. And now I know why Dave Jameson was such a big fan, because the whole franchise is just little Looney Tunes.
I was very happy to go there. My one experience, we were in San Francisco. The Jays were playing in Oakland. We went to a Giants game. Can't remember who they played. And then we went. We took the BART train over to Oakland. You go down in San Francisco. It's like you're going from heaven into hell. Oakland seemed like a pretty rough place. So we get there. We get out. We're walking up to the. Well, first of all, we get up. We're walking into the stadium, and the barbed wire, like you're going into prison and Prison Break.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here?
You get deloused in the
what's happening here? So you get into the stadium. We're sitting there watching the game. I'll never forget this because Tam and I used to go to watch baseball all the time before we had kids. And eventually we'll go watch baseball games again with our kids. But we're sitting there in Oakland next to this nicest little old couple. Yeah. And we're chatting, and I'm thinking to myself, I was like, man, Oakland's not that bad. Like, this crowd isn't that hard. That's great. And then I think Encarnacion hit a bomb. And Tammy and I kind of stand up and cheer, and then we sit back down, and Tammy was still cheering. And the old guy, the nice little old guy sitting next to us, leans over, he goes, you better stop that. And I was just like, what? Tammy's like, what? He goes, no, you're not doing that here. I was like, oh my God, we're in one now. So then after the game, we get on the train to get back over to San Francisco, sit down on the train next to this other couple. And they're sitting there, and we're wearing our Blue Jays gear, and they're like, did you wear your Blue Jays gear to the game? I was just like, yeah, we did. And they were wearing Jays gear. I said, yeah, we did. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, we carried ours in a bag and got dressed in the stadium after we got in.
Yeah.
Like, it's
colors.
So I guess we shouldn't be surprised that they lost all of their teams.
You saw the Jeff Passan tweet, hey?
No.
The Oakland A's were killed by greed 15 hours ago. Do not allow the people responsible for this to spin it any other way. John Fisher did not have to move this team. Major League Baseball and its owners did not need to be complicit in it. This was a choice, a wrong one. History will sneer. A very damning assessment of it all.
Yeah, okay, that might be fine, but what's the attendance? What were the attendance numbers in Oakland? Like,
I understand, but if you gave,
if it was a good team,
we just spent the time talking about the Coliseum and albeit with its lore and lust, but a pretty crappy place probably to go watch a baseball game. You know what I mean?
It was by far my least favorite baseball game.
It's the Expos case all over again too. You give them a nice park, and things could be different. But yeah, to your question, Oakland, it's tough times.
All right, let's get in three questions too many here. Question number one, guys, how long do you think the leash is on MBT tonight?
It's one of those. I would say it's like a leather bound. It's got the spikes on it. It's not one of those kid leashes like an old phone cord where it can stretch out. You take one of those. Yeah. Trev's got it there on his show him with the thing. Hold up your cord.
You have a cord with a.
On your headphones there.
Oh, it's a spirally cord?
Yeah. See, those can stretch out.
Yeah,
he could take that. He could run to the kitchen with that.
This is why they put them on kids.
That's not the leash. This is a leather-bound, tight, it's going to be a choke.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be an Indiana Jones whip length. Yeah. It's going to be longer than Trey Ford's was, and Trey Ford lasted to the fourth quarter. So I don't see MBT coming out of this game tonight.
Oh.
How, as a coach, are you going to be like, oh, MBT's not working, back to Trey?
One word. Turnovers. That's what it was. That's why they're doing this. Yeah, so if he comes out, if there's a couple picks, and we know the Bombers' defense.
Question number two, guys, is this Oilers team right now, in your mind, better or worse than last year's?
Better.
Huh. Trev, you got an answer to this one? Oilers right now, do you view them as better or worse than last year's team?
It's an interesting question.
It is, isn't it?
I think their forwards obviously are better.
It should be better.
Defense, I think, took a little bit of a... Yeah, they're not... But the defense isn't better.
So are they
about the same? And goaltending is obviously the same, maybe a little bit better. So I'd probably...
I think they'll be about the same. I mean, they went to game 7 of the cup final. Oh, I'm not allowed to make a sit on the fence here?
I don't know.
I would say, I'll say slightly worse than they were at the end of last year, but still very capable of winning a Stanley Cup. That's what I'll say.
And I'll say a better regular season team than last year, but I don't know if they'll go as far in the playoffs.
I think they will because they'll acquire a defenseman at some point.
Okay.
We're talking the team right now. Yeah,
no matter what happens with this blue line, even if all these guys play well, you're still trading for a defenseman at some point. So, question number 3. Hey, guys, if it was up to you, just you, what would you put into Shanks? Because the Shanks building is being renovated apparently right now, the old Shanks building. So
medieval dinner theater.
For sure, that's your choice.
You know me, I've been on this puppy since the start. I'm not wavering. I'm not moving on it. Medieval dinner theater. I know we're all horny about Topgolf.
Yeah.
And all the Vegas stuff and bringing it here.
Enough room
medieval dinner theater. No, I'm not saying bring it there. But in terms of like Vegas-y attractions and whatnot, that's the play.
I think I would put in a bar, some mini golf, some video games, a little area on the side where you could go in and bet on horse races.
Call it cranks.
And I would just redo Shanks. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Drop the C.
I'd hang huge sports banners everywhere.
Yeah. Have QB1 going on Monday nights.
I'm interested to see what ends up happening in there. That's gonna be. I
think I know.
What?
I think I have the inside track.
How'd you get this? Text it to me.
Okay.
People can see my initial reaction.
Well, we can whisper it.
Yeah. You know what? Text it to me. Then we'll go in whisper mode. What? How do you?
Did we not talk about this? I'm sure.
No,
it came
we did
up
not
somewhere.
talk about this. I didn't talk about this.
Well, maybe
talked about it when I wasn't around.
Yeah, it could have been.
What
maybe
who do you know? The developers? Like, what is this?
No, I drove past. I saw some guys smoking. I'm out taking it from that.
Did you stop and talk to them? Or?
No.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. I know it's very, very deflating, but
that sucks.
But you could see it. I could see it.
So you're.
I think this isn't.
So you're telling me they're gonna put a gym in there?
Yes, a dime. Yes.
Oh my god, unbelievable! That doesn't make any sense.
That's big enough.
Went from the best place ever to the worst place ever.
Think of how many bikes you can have in there.
Oh my god, that's the last thing I want.
Yeah, I know.
But I do think that place is open 24/7.
Probably.
Just a gym. Maybe. Trev, get out of here. All right. We're going to get to a sports update. We've got Cider of the Week coming up for Sobeys Safeway Liquor. We'll go there coming up. Just, I like this new whisper bit.
Yeah.
And I love you chiming in
Think
at
of
the
the
end
things.
because I'm covered up, so I don't see you getting ready to chime in. Man. That's
Rob's in the Paris Jewelers inbox with a different theory.
Okay, good.
So maybe look, that's just what I hear. Word of the mouth, shall we say?
Is it big enough for one of those?
It's big enough for anything.
Rob's suggesting No Frills grocery store. See, I don't know if it's big enough for that.
But it looks like a castle.
It's about the right size for what you were saying.
And with the outside, like you can't have a grocery store.
Yeah. All right, let's get to an update for Sit and Sleep. Actually, I heard it's a Sit and Sleep West End location.
Oh, now that'd be good.
That's it. Yeah,
it's those king size mattresses.
It's going so well down south next to the Planet Fitness. They're thinking about opening one up right here on the West End. And then two of my favorite places side by side, Arby's and Sit and Sleep. I can get a roast beef sandwich and go in and sit down on a couch and eat it.
Good night.
That would be terrific. All right, let's get to the sports update. Beer of the week on the other side.
Week 17 in the CFL kicking off tonight. A crucial game as the Elks visit the Bombers. You can join the EST crew tonight at Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the game. Action gets underway at 3 o'clock as the Reed Wilkins Show will be live on location. Maddie and Milne have the green and gold kickoff show at 5, followed by kickoff at 6. Last night, the NFL Week 4 got underway as the Cowboys won their 7th straight over the Giants, improving to 2-2 with a 2015 victory. Oilers will play host to the Kraken tomorrow night. Oilers assigning Max Warner, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and Ethan DeJong to the Condors yesterday. Before the Oilers game, it'll be the Oil Kings playing their home opener against the Hitmen puck drop at 2. 4 games around the AJHL tonight. BCHL action will see the Sherwood Park Crusaders host Salmon Arm. Spruce Grove Saints welcome in the Trail Smoke Eaters. Brooks are at home to Penticton while Okotoks visit Cranbrook. Dodgers wrapping up the NL West last night with a 7-2 win over the Padres, while the Yankees claimed an AL East crown, defeating the Orioles 10-1. Jays will cap the regular season with a 3-game set against the Marlins starting tonight from Toronto. A clean sweep for the Americans yesterday at the President's Cup, giving them a 5-0 lead over the international team. Action will get back underway later this morning from Montreal at 11:05. Back over to football, where the Golden Bears are in Saskatoon tonight, looking to improve to 3-2, and they take on the Huskies. Prairie Junior Football Conference action tomorrow from the JP Bowl. It's the Battle of Edmonton. Huskies and Wildcats kick off at 7. The wait is over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payment for 18 months, interest-free, and be entered to win your purchase up to $5,000 on furniture and home decor. Next to Planet Fitness, South Edmonton Common.
Nasty Bash was awesome, so let's remember it with this song. The EST on Corey B, tattoos still looking strong. 6:30 wasn't working, so old Smash said so long. AM Nasty C and Frazier yelling, turn your headlights on. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tommy met a new girl heading out the door. Normology stripping, his shirt just hit the floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone poured me Birdie booze on a shot ski. Now you know Reed Wilkins was a mystery. Extra J's fans got a little pissy. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. 6 o'clockers right and left. Let me pour it on your head. Moment we won't soon forget. Hey Norm, Fergie's backflips let us in. Made the last table again. Rode it out till 2 a.m. Oh Lord. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tommy met a new girl heading out the door. Normology stripping, his shirt just hit the floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone poured me Birdie booze on a shot ski. Now you know Reed Wilkins was a mystery. Extra J's fans got a little pissy. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. Everybody at the bash was a nasty. Everybody at the bash was a nasty.
8:38 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. RSO Cody's in and says, guys, I can't wait for Whispergate. When someone's misheard and the playback audio is too quiet to actually decipher what was said. That's something that could happen as well. Redbeard is in and says, the whisper bit is my new favorite thing. We don't.
Redbeard would like the whisper.
We don't want to do it all the time,
No,
but
well,
it's
you know,
for certain things that cannot be discussed on the air, we'll whisper it.
Yeah, like today's Trivia Gate. Still got people talking. Did
People
you
are
or did
still
you not swap out the 5th question?
Oh, no, I did. I've confirmed it.
Via Whispergate.
Casey seemed like a really nice guy. I wanted him to win today,
yeah.
so that's what we decided to. That's what we decided to go with. 780-218-9999. If you want to hop in today, that's where you can do it. If you're watching over on YouTube today, let's hammer the thumbs up. We would appreciate that. It's been a fun show today here on a Friday, 2:45. I mean, we hammer that thumbs up right now. We might be able to change 300 by the end of the show. We got the wrap coming up here in about 10 minutes. We'll have text of the day, sound of the day, all still to come as well. Trev, you got that anthem for Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week / Cider of the Week, which we're getting into this week. Let's get into it. Let's do it. from Ice Cube over top of it. 840. All right, Trev, you can kill that. We're good to go. It's 840 on the Nielsen Show. We are going to have a gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor coming up that we will give away at the end of this segment. Wow. And we're not going to be able to drink all of them, but they brought quite a few. This is great. Trev's pretty fired up. All right, we're going to get into it. And this is not Beer of the Week this week. It's Uncommon Cider that's joining us. So it's Cider of the Week. So we're going to get into that as we work our way through this. Brody Thomas joins us. He's the founder of Uncommon Cider. And remember, if you're watching right now on the Nielsen Show, you can find this on the Sobeys and Safeway Liquor podcast on all your podcasting platforms. Just search Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week, and you'll be able to find this. And for all of you beer and cider enthusiasts, you can just download the pod at your own convenience. Brody, how you doing, man? Thanks a lot for coming in.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, just talk a little bit closer to that mic. We'll be good to go.
Out with it.
All right, tell us about Uncommon Cider. How long have you been doing this?
Into the 8th year now.
Oh, 8 years already. Wow.
I was Alberta's first craft cidery when I first started.
Okay. Okay, so tell me this. Why cider? I'm curious.
Honestly, I lived in England for 5 years and drank more cider than I care to admit to.
Okay.
Got kind of the bug for making it. Came back here, ordered a cider at a pub, and was mortified by how sweet it was, and realized there was a gap in the market.
So cider overseas is very much different than our regular ciders over here, is it?
Yeah, very much more dry, especially in England. They a lot more apple character. They have traditional cider apples that work with it. So versus here, we use a lot of apples you get in the store. And a lot of it's kind of 5% and sweet.
Okay, so what's the process of making a cider? Because we usually have beer, right. Breweries in it. They tell us that we've got our beer with Alley Cat. We've seen how it's made. What's the process to make a cider?
So you pick what apples you want to put in. You kind of grind those up, press them or juice them, and then from there you ferment it.
Okay.
And what we do is we then blend a bunch to do different things. So there's no boiling. You're kind of only using just the apples themselves.
Do you smash them with your feet like grapes?
No,
wouldn't that be something?
That'd be something.
Look at the size of this guy's feet. Just core and everything.
Size 14.
Just banging them.
No, but I've used a carburetor before.
Really?
Yeah. When I first started, a stainless steel carburetor to grind them all up and then press them.
So how many ciders are you rolling right now? What do you?
I brought all of our cores, but I was gonna kind of pour a couple, which would be the Sobeys Cider of the Week, which is the ginger cider.
Oh.
We have our newest seasonal, which is our Everything Nice, which is a spiced cranberry cider.
Okay, well we got to try that one.
And then last one will be up to you guys.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's start with the deal on the cider of the week.
So it's ginger cider. So whole ginger root that I ground up and pressed, added to the cider. So it's gonna be a touch sweeter than a lot of the other stuff we make, but
maybe some health benefits too, with that, the ginger. And
as we say, ginger but with soul.
Okay, yeah.
Because
arguably though, or cider the game more popular kind of in Britain? Is that more of a regular drink? Do you find? I know you hang out probably with people that drink cider and all that stuff, but is it more of a thing there than here?
Yeah. It kind of started. Back in the day there. So for me, it's something that you drink at the pub a lot. So whereas here it's you kind of have
or
growers or we've all drank those 2 liter of cider when we were growing up, and then been very hungover, and so this is very much not that.
Okay, well, cheers to cider. Let's just start there.
To the ginger.
Yeah, cheers, Trev. Enjoy, buddy. Let's see. Oh boy,
it's dancing. Very flavorful.
I'm not gonna lie, man. This is really tasty.
Thank you.
We were talking earlier. I was not a huge cider guy, but this is different than other ciders that I've had. You're right.
One bite, call it uncommon.
Yeah. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. It's an uncommon cider. It makes sense. Okay. And what's the website? www.uncommoncider.ca or .com. All right. Well, that's really good. I'm excited for these. Wow.
These are also great if you throw some bourbon in. So adding alcohol to your alcohol.
Yeah. Okay, that works.
Makes it kind of a dark and stormy.
So these are all different types of apples as well?
Yeah. Yeah, so like
do you use galas? Because that's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Couple of produce guys here.
There's like Gala plus like Spartan and Ambrosia and Pink Lady in there.
This is going to be tough. Nobody's going to believe this, but I tasted some Gala in there. I really did. All right. Well, that's delicious, man. All right. So that one's the ginger one.
Yeah.
What's the deal on that this week at Sobeys? I think I had it kicking around here. I'll bring it up. I got it kicking around here somewhere. I'll track it down. Man, that's really good. I am very pleasantly surprised. This is delicious. I can't wait to try the next one. So this week, it's $17.99 for the 4-pack. Save $3. And you get 100 points. Very nice.
Anthony says, I'm a huge cider guy. I'll be trying this out. Uncommon cider for the win. So
Thanks,
you'll be expecting Anthony in there.
What's this one? Is this the what'd you say, the cranberry?
This is the Everything Nice.
Okay, Everything Nice.
Great color to this one.
So this is the spiced like cranberry. So apple.
This has a really what do you say? The nose on it?
Yep.
Yeah, this has got a very nice nose.
Different flavors for different times of the year or something like that? Like, is that kind of what you do too in terms of brewing them and with the idea behind it?
So this one I kind of made so you could warm it up as well.
Okay.
So you can drink it cold, which is really good.
But you could heat this up.
You could heat it up like a mulled wine.
Okay.
So
wow. I didn't even know mulled wine was heated up. I was thinking, what do they call that thing? A hot toddy? Could this be a hot toddy?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All right. Cheers. Let's go this. Cheers to Mo Cider of the Detroit Red Wings.
There you go.
Yeah,
Moritz.
cheers. Oh, wow.
We're in England.
I was in Cornwall for the majority of it. So like down in the southwest.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And is it different, like cider there than I guess you would go to the Midlands or anything like that? Like it's a very regional type of thing? Or?
Yeah, like the cider in like, especially in the Midlands is like Somerset area is like notorious for it. Like, but down in Cornwall, they make some pretty cool cider. I remember going to this one cidery that, old boy farmer, no teeth. And he's like,
it's good.
And he's like, there's a barn, there's a bunch of barrels in there. And he's like, oh, just help yourself. And, I'll come back later. And, I tried a couple and he was like, whoa, what did you try? And I'm like, oh, those two. He's like, that's not enough. And then we proceeded to drink everything in that barn. And I had to call a friend to come pick me up because I was hammered. And he seemed fine. Like he was legit just like, oh, I'm going to go on the tractor now. I'm like, dude, I can't walk.
So somebody's asking like what the percentage is here. I'm just looking at this one. The tropical cider is 6.8. Are they all kind of around that? Or
they all kind of vary. So,
okay.
The ginger is 5.2. Everything Nice is like 6, and then the rest are kind of in the 6s.
Okay. So, all right, give us another one. Let's. All
right.
What do you think?
Do you want to go kind of our first just a straight dry apple cider, or we could try? This is a dry hop cider.
I think what we do is 2. We do both. Let's do both.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's Friday. Let's do both. I'm really enjoying these.
You got
ciders.
the weekend off.
It's a long weekend. We're not back until Tuesday.
Exactly.
Qualifying begins on Tuesday for the EST Flyaway to Los Angeles, and 4 times a day, chance to qualify. It's going to be a very good trip. NBA, NHL, the local boys, and NFL. It's a great trip. So be ready for that. Qualifying begins on Tuesday. Okay, so this is
our flagship kind of dry craft cider. So
okay, this is the first one. Or have you changed it since you started? Or?
Tweak things. Like one of the things that I've done that's different than a lot of most cideries.
That's why it's uncommon.
I ferment everything with like just the natural yeast that's on like the apples.
Okay.
So instead of like adding commercial.
Oh, so you're not bringing in another yeast, you're just using... Okay.
No, and then from there, and we ferment in 1,000 liters at a time, so we have, 50 kind of 1,000-liter totes, and then we'll blend for specific stuff. So right at the start, I don't really know where everything's going, whereas a beer, you have like a very set, you're baking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't know if it's just me, boys, but I'm smelling Gala in here again. That's just me. We were produce boys.
Yeah, we know our way around an apple.
Cheers to Save on Foods produce section.
Yeah, and Safeway as well.
Cheers. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's try this.
Yeah.
Cheers.
To your health.
I grew up near Trail, BC. So
no way. I'm a Cranbrook, BC boy myself.
Oh, nice.
So Whereabouts in Trail? Like
I was in Rosslyn.
Rosslyn. I was just going to say Rosslyn had to be. That's like the
I
one place
mentioned
next
that
to Trail.
I heard you guys, the smoke eaters. I was like,
They're in Spruce Grove. You going to catch maybe?
Was that your texting? Well, somebody texted in today. It was like Trail Smoke Eaters. Yeah. That's one of the best names in all of hockey. Trail Smoke Eaters, Kimberly Dynamiters. They're both great. This is really good. Man, I'm becoming a cider guy. This is really nice.
Right, eh?
Don't worry, I brought you some. So.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Oh,
Perfect.
we
I
got
see that.
up in here, yeah,
we got
yeah.
our big beer, our little beer fridge. It should be a bigger beer fridge around the corner over there. It's great. Okay, so that one's good. And then what was the other one we were going to try?
Last one. All right.
Which one? Oh,
Hascap berry or
we got to try the Hascap berry because Hascap berry is what we have in our birdie booze.
That's
that
right,
We did
yes.
with Strathcona Spirits. So
Yeah, good point.
I really want to try the Hascap berry to see if it tastes anything like our birdie booze.
we get the Hascaps from a place in like Grand Prairie, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah, I heard that's big, like north of Edmonton.
Okay, yeah.
I think ours goes.
Ours were locally
I thought they
sourced
were
as
getting
well,
them
eh?
from like south of Athabasca or something
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild. They're one of those berries that actually grows, in the province, which is cool. So.
Yeah, that's why the Strathcona went with it on our birdie booze. Look at Trev, you coming over. Trev's loving the ciders too. All right, you know what? Let's cheers to the Hascap berry then. A local berry.
To the Hascap.
What is it, like a hybrid of a blackberry and a raspberry?
It's kind of a cross between like a blueberry and like a Saskatoon berry sort of.
Oh,
but they're,
Two berries having sex, eh? And you get this Hascap.
and you just get an even more purple berry.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, they're growing naturally in boreal forests. So
Yeah. Then this is the place.
Locally sourced, though. That's the.
Yeah. All
gotta
right.
love it.
Well, cheers. Let's try this. This might be my favorite one.
Yeah? The color's nice.
I think I might be. I'm not a big fruit and veggie guy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just only a Hascap guy.
It could be.
I'm a Hascap berry guy.
He's a Hascap.
You can't go into like Save On and buy Hascap berries, can you? Like they gotta get that
Have you
market
eaten?
going.
Have you eaten them before?
Oh, yeah.
Does it taste like you drink it type of thing that we have in our?
kind of like tart sweet.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
But they have different varieties, so you have like different shaped berries, and some of them are way more sweet than others.
Okay,
which is
okay.
really cool.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
they stain everything. So like,
really?
We buy them frozen. We like defrost them, press them, put the skins into the cider, and then add the juice. But when we're pressing, it looks like we've murdered a bunch of Smurfs. Like you have to glove up, or you're like purple for days.
Yeah.
Jason and Leduc, we have Hascap bushes in our yard for crying out loud.
What?
Didn't know this. So closer to home than we would have thought.
That was really good. This was fun learning a little bit more about cider. UncommonCider.com is where you can check it out. It is the drink of the week. Save $3 on which one was it again? It was the orange
ginger.
one. The ginger.
It's fun.
All right, so save $3 on that at all Sobeys and Safeway Liquor locations. We do have a $50 gift certificate to Sobeys right now. So if you like that, just text in Cider Me instead of Beer Me, I guess this week. Cider Me to 780-218-9999. Thanks a lot for coming by, man.
you.
We'll let you slide out as we wrap up the show.
Great meeting you.
Yeah, that is the founder of Uncommon Cider, Brody Thomas. Hey, why'd you move back to Canada?
I was only supposed to go for a year and stayed for.
Classic. Time to come home. He said he's off mic, but he said he was only going to go over there for a year, but stayed for 5, and then decided to come back. That's what I'm wondering about Ted Lasso, right? Ted Lasso was there for a bit, stayed, then he left, and now apparently he might be going back because they got another season coming, apparently. So that's pretty big. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Hoffman. Those are really good. Hey, Trev, tell me your thoughts on the cider. That was nice.
I love cider. Like a lot.
Before this, you were
Yes.
already kind of a cider guy.
Yes. And this is very uncommon cider. I like every single one was very unique.
This doesn't make you go,
no,
I guess just,
oh man, like on a hot summer day. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, even just whenever, like that was
Heat it up.
really good. Yeah.
This is what I feel like it would be if I would have spiked my apple juice as a child.
Yeah.
Right?
When you all pretended.
I wish I had this when I was a kid.
Pretended like, oh, I'm having champagne.
Yeah.
But it was actually just apple juice.
Yep. No, that's terrific. It's going to be a great day, boys.
All right. It is going to be a good day. We got Century Casino tonight. Join us, Elks, Bombers. Reed Wilkins show will be live there from 3 to 5. Green and gold. Kickoff show 5 to 6. We'll watch the game. Post-game show to follow. All right, we'll be learning on the show today, boys, as we get into the wrap here. For William Huff, they've been doing it since 1952, so they are excellent at their job.
Well, we learned that we've incorporated some ASMR into the show with the whispering, word of the mouth whispering, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, but you learned. Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. Oh, I love a good shirt. You learned what's going in the old Shanks on a couple of fronts.
Yeah, we did learn what was going in the new Shanks. There we go. I'll just catch it for now. There we go. Beauty. Thanks, man. Yeah, well, we were thinking we might know what's going on in the Shanks. I wish we were whispering and being like, can you believe we got that? This is going to be an amazing move. I wish that's what we were I wish that's what we were talking about today. But Trev, you learn anything on the show today?
No. Well, yes, I did probably, but I just want to say quickly, I've never been like, I've got a phone book today. I got some cookies from Twitter Mary. I just got this awesome shirt. So this is like Christmas. Christmas came early. I learned that, I guess Kris Knoblauch is what I learned. He now knows who YouTube Trev is.
Kris Knoblauch is what I learned.
Well,
have another cider, Trev.
Yeah, okay. What I meant to say, I'm just gonna.
What'd you learn on the show today? Kris Knoblauch's what I learned. Holy smokes, buddy!
Now he knows who I am.
Yeah, we'll get to your text of the day coming up. Let's get to your sound of the day. And look, sound of the day on a Friday, considering the week that we've had.
The Atif mumble rap?
No, it's not the Atif mumble rap. It's All Gas No Brakes by Josh Clausen and Ice Cube.
You better watch your step. It's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. It's all gas, no brakes. We win the championship and plan a parade. Step out on the court and it's over quick. All aces to go like Djokovic. You're at the 3-point line, no time on the clock. You don't even need to watch. You know I'm hit him. 82-0 plus 16 mo. That's a perfect season and a championship. Me and Zach run tracks like Andre DeGrasse and Usain Bolt. You can't handle it. We at the Estes looking for the belt. We the best like Gretzky, Messi, and Phelps. You want to test me? Better bring help. Calm under pressure. You get overwhelmed. It's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. It's all gas, no brakes. We win the championship and plan a parade. It's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. It's all gas, no brakes. We win the championship and plan a parade.
Let's kick it off, gotta cheer for your team. The city of champs, win the gold and the green. Ice in my veins and the turf on my feet. Keeping it up on the waves and the streams. Dusty, Trevin, LTE, Tommy G, Matty I, Jay and Jasmine. After that it's 1-3. We got the smoker cooking up with the Latino heat. 3-6 on a drive, you know we score when we go live. It's Reed Wilkins and J Mill to glue the seams. Man, really, it's a dream. It's just been a year, but it's clear no one else got us beat. Our own beer and our own booze, and now this. Man, really, it's hard to believe. Great hosts, better guess, all work, no breaks, no rest. Get the check, hit the mark, no mistakes. We the GOAT like LeBron James or MJ. Anyways, here's to you. You the nasties through and through. Couldn't do this without you, and it's true. Man, here's to year 2.
Here's to year 2. Here's to year 2. Couldn't do it without you. So here's to year 2. EST. It's all gas, no brakes. 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 We win the championship and plan a parade. It's all gas, no brakes. 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 We win the championship and plan a parade. You better watch your step. The clear choice for sports is no competition. If you're debating, you're hating, or you just don't listen. Go, 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 go. It's all gas, no brakes.
I love it, man. I absolutely love that song. I'm going to be banging that thing all night. All the way to the Century Casino tonight. I see Zach is in the chat. Zach, how did Zach get a wrench? When did Zach get a wrench all of a sudden? Anyway, Zach says, who's this? This guy's good. He must have been talking about Clausen. Just kidding, Zacticum. Sorry, Ice Cube. Great job. Great job. It's the sound. I don't know how you top that for Song of the Year. Like, now we're waiting on the Whale and the Wolf, Cave Street Pump Up song.
Yeah. I'm surprised we're not getting flagged.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been flagged yet. That's okay.
But it's a hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's such a,
It's a good song. All right, let's get to your text of the day today. Came in earlier today from Big Maple, who is the defending Esty Text of the Year champion.
2 words.
2 words.
That's got to be a record, hey? Have you ever had a text of the day with 1 word or 2? Like,
No, I mean, that's pretty
quick,
short. It would look good. We mentioned earlier today, yesterday on 2 guys and a goalie, we had a contender for Text of the Year come in.
And this got out. This spread like wildfire yesterday.
We were talking about Tommy's short shorts. And somebody on 2 guys and a goalie yesterday texted in, Big Dave texted in and said, if Tommy's nut pops out of his shorts, we get 2 more weeks of summer.
I'm hoping for that pop.
And then Big Maple followed it up this morning at 6:13 a.m. and said, Balzac Tommy? Brilliant. Brilliant. Big Maple, congratulations, buddy. Text of the day, you got a gift certificate to A&W sitting here waiting for you. Teen Burger, your favorite Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips, all in one. Get the Buddy Burger with the Ruffles for just $4.99.
It's a sneaky good one, too.
Real nice.
Yeah.
Real nice. Fun show today. Hangout's going to be a good one as well. That'll lead into the Lock Shop full NFL extravaganza today. I'll have some player props for the Elks game as well from 11 to 12 today. Myself, P. Greggy, Jake from Cool Bet, they'll all be on with me. Oil Stream today from 12 until 1. EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage from 1 till 3. And then from 3 to 5 today, Reed Wilkins Show live from Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. That's going to be fun. And then that leads right into the Green and Gold Kickoff Show with Awanik, who's, is Matt even here yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see him come in.
There he is, see, right in the green hat. Yeah, he said.
Oh, he's got a beard.
Holding court. Oh, yeah.
A beard and a green hat.
Yeah, well,
Post-vacation Awanik is ready to go. That's his.
Could clean himself up.
That's his anti-MBT look.
He's going to be on fire today.
Hey, hey, I just want to throw this out there. Before Awanik comes back from vacation, the guy should probably mix in a shave.
Well,
he looks bloody ridiculous.
It would look nice on a 2-hour show with a visual component.
That's the COO of this company. Are you
He has an office for crying out loud.
Looks like a bloody amateur. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this guy. I hope when he gets to the hangout today, he sits there with short shorts on.
It is very intimidating.
And his legs wide open.
Spread eagle.
I don't know what to say. Enough. All right, that's going to do it. Hangout's coming up. We're over time. We got to get going. I'll be back for the Lock Shop at 11. Have a great day. Hey, come to the Century Casino tonight. Elks Bombers watch party. Going to be a fun time. I plan on putting a lot of money on red.
Harness
over
racing.
and over
Harness
and over
racing.
again.
Harness racing.
It should be good. We'll talk to you later. Take it easy.